Hello, everybody, and welcome to the newest indoor adventure in Masks, the Green Sun, Part 5. Today is April 15th, 2021, and you are loved. That is a very important thing that we like to remind each and every single one of our viewers and listeners at the beginning of each and every single one of these games. If this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/indooradventures to check up on all of the VODs of each of the games that we have played up until this point, or you can go towards where anywhere audio casts are made available for free. You can find us there under the same moniker. And speaking of things that are being made available for free, if you go to our Patreon at patreon.com/indooradventures, that's where you can check up on our after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from each other, but also from the community. And if you're a patron, you also end up getting access to a bunch of homebrew content. So if you're interested in the layouts of any of the weapons that are used in the Four Keeps campaign, as well as a bunch of other stuff, feel free to join us at that Patreon. The easiest way, of course, to ask those questions is to join us on Discord. The link can be found in the description of this video or audio cast down below, or posted in the Twitch chat to the side. But if you already support us on Patreon, YouTube, Twitch, Discord, all of those other places, and you're trying to think to yourself, where can I go to help support this wonderful show even more? Guess what, buddy? I got your back. Quite literally, in fact, because if you go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, that's indooradventure, no S at the end, .redbubble.com, we got t-shirts, we got posters, we got mugs, we got crop tops, throw pillows, shower curtains, aprons, clocks, and most importantly, we also have Tia masks. That's right, we have face masks with the symbol of Tiamat upon them, made in her 5 glorious chromatic colors, as well as through a variety of face mask styles as well, with all of the proceeds of which going to help support Doctors Without Borders. So if you would like to help support a good cause or help support the show, you can again go to indooradventure.redbubble.com. That is indooradventure, no S at the end, .redbubble.com. But that is it for my opening spiel. Hey, KyleWithAnN, who you playing today?
Hi, everyone. I'm KyleWithAnN, and today I am playing Aurora. She is the star. We both use she, her pronouns.
And GB, who you playing?
I'll be Cody Johnson, the bull, as of not yet super named.
He's working on it.
Oh, and I use he, him, and Cody uses he, him, but Cody probably doesn't think about that.
He's simple, boy. He's simple and sweet. And Satan, who you playing?
Hi everyone, my name's Seaton, and tonight I'll be Luciana, aka Aftershock the Reformed, and we both use she, they pronouns.
Hey, what up? It's your boy Reeves, coming at you playing Crow this evening, aka Caleb, the Janus. We both use he, him pronouns.
And I am the indoor adventurer, he, him, and tonight I shall be your voice in the sky. So last time we ended up playing was about 2 weeks ago. So, you know, like we're feeling good. We're having a great time because we haven't had the recap yet to let us remember where we were. So after, at the end of last session, you all had gotten together. At one point, Crow, you were actually in Aurora's apartment while dressed up in your full uniform. It was incredible, to say the least, because clearly you are not going to be revealing yourself just yet to your classmates as well as fellow superhero team. However, you and Luciana, having come back from a superhero training session led by one Lorraine Windermere, also known as the Guardian, made your way to Aurora's. You had a big old meeting about what to do about certain things. You decided that it was best through means of, well, a little bit of blackmail, little bit of extortion. We'll say extortion because it sounds cooler. It has a big X in it. That you all decided that, for better or worse, that you were going to become a superhero style team. It was then that your school had a fundraiser for the Midgrove Industrial Forest, where you were going to be showing the film The Seven Samurai and all 3.5 hours of its glory later in the evening on a nice, balmy, late spring, early summer's day. And lo and behold, who would make their appearance but the Cult of Vulcan once again. And at this point, though, the way that they made their introduction was by burning up a very large, very expensive projection screen that Mr. Caldwell was none too pleased at its destruction. But after they arrived, heralding in this kind of golden golem that you recognized as an agent of Mars, one of these other Roman-styled gods, you were able to quickly and quite succinctly defeat these enemies, only coming into a difficulty actually fighting off the golem himself, who, we say golem, it was more like an Iron Man suit. Like if you could take a Space Marine from Warhammer 40k and then mix that with one of the Hellboy and the Golden Army goblin golems. It was like a mix of that. And after they made a quick escape using a lightning bolt as an escape, that is where we ended last session, except with a small vignette of one Lorraine Windermere speaking to an escaped cultist saying that they were going to have a conversation. However, that did not involve you or your party at all. So instead, let's go back to the four of you who have become this team, now gaining access to your team points and team pool. Hooray! And I believe at the start of each session, we do end up giving you guys some team stuff. So let's give a brief little look-see-loo to see, just to make sure. Team moves is on page 44. Team moves. Every character gets 2 team moves. I thought I gave you guys some team points at the beginning of each session. I was under that assumption. I will look into it further, but until
You
then...
add a team to the pool.
Okay. We get one more team into the pool. It's been 2 weeks since we last played, and obviously I read through this book every single day in preparation. Didn't I lie?
We are at 3 team, according to my count.
Excellent. So we got 3 team going on, but the fires have begun to smolder down, having been put off. You guys successfully handcuffed, I wouldn't say arrested, you have no legal jurisdiction here, but you citizens arrested quite a few of these cultists, even though one did end up getting away. So now that the threat has been taken care of, Aurora, you have a small crowd of fellow students and other people that were there to kind of see this movie trailer that you had put together, and they are all slow clapping steadily, beginning to cheer for you and your team. Mr. Caldwell still has this large projector in his arms, and he's trying to make sure that all of the students are away from the now cleared out danger. What is your team doing? Because right now you have Cody in his full golden armor. You have Crow in his full gear. Aftershock also in their full gear. 2 of 3 out of the 4 of you are still posing as students. Aurora gets a wave on that because she goes to school and fights crime using the same face. So everybody is expecting that. However, there are 3 of you that do you want to try and exit as quick as possible? Are you going to stick around for a little bit? What is your current goal?
Cody would just look at the other 2 what do we do now?
And again, there are people clapping for you, having saved this.
I'm just picking up the piece of armor I ripped off this guy. It's I'm just gonna... It was the chest piece, so they're just holding it slightly, covering themselves.
Bro just turns to the crowd of people, bows, and then bounces back into the forest.
Yeah, I think Aurora's gonna just look over at the group and just kind of probably mouth something along the lines of you guys can go. I got this.
Yeah.
And give them an out.
Yeah. Then Aftershock was gonna just make their way like through the forest and probably back to where they had left their bag and change again.
Oh yeah.
Just take the long way around.
Oh, for
Do
sure.
do all three of us go like different directions, or do we
Yeah,
all just
probably.
like run into the woods?
Well, I know Caleb had changed in a different direction than Luciana, so they're definitely going in different directions.
All right, then Cody disappears in the middle. The two went that way,
Yeah.
and he.
Meanwhile, to kind of give them some like space to go scurry off, Aurora probably does like a flip and like a pose or something.
Oh yeah, like she definite.
Sailor Moon style. It's
And
like,
it just starts kind of like monologuing a little bit, to kind of just get the heat off of the three who wish to remain a little more anonymous.
Oh yeah. So as you are monologuing, and like as your monologue comes to a close, very successful. The crowd is loving this. Clearly, this was the intent of today's fundraiser. And Mr. Caldwell, who is still holding on to this rather large projector, like it is a delicate newborn because it is school property. He comes over and says, between the two of us, was this part of the act? Are these guys on your retainer? Like, is this...
No, they're variable I haven't quite figured out yet.
Cool. Awesome. Good to know. I'm trying to figure out what to tell the police. Do you know the age ranges of everyone that's on your team? Because we can get these guys for assaulting a minor if one of them is under 18.
Yes?
Okay, cool. That's what you're going to tell the police. You are the witness here. I'll stay because there needs to be some adult, and I just witnessed multiple crimes that I don't even know how to begin to describe. These were magic crimes, I'm pretty sure, which I was not aware was a thing that could happen. So I'm going to go to the van, put the projector down, make sure it's safe. Please don't go anywhere. And have you seen any of the other students? Did you see where they ended up racing off to? I feel like we should probably try and round them up. We direct them out of the woods, but you know what? I'll go try and track down the students. You
No. I'm sure. Listen, things have been just a blur, right? And I think they'll make their way somewhere safe, like a safe secondary location, like where you go when there's like like a fire drill.
Oh, you always go to a second location. That is something that I've heard that you should always do. Always have a backup.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm sure I am sure it's fine.
Okay. Just if these guys, I was going to say if they give you any trouble, but they're basically wizards. I don't know. I'm sure it'll be okay. And he just sort of like, as the conversation goes on, eventually you start hearing sirens off in the distance of the cops going to make their way. And eventually the police do show up, and they begin to make their arrestments. I think that's the right word. They begin to arrest everybody who is there because that is what their job is. And they begin to take these cultists away for questioning to try and find out more about the situation at hand. So as they are being brought away, Mr. Caldwell is giving like what he has seen. Like, I don't know. We were watching the movie. Everyone was enjoying it. The destruction of this property is in no way, shape, or form the school's responsibility. However, because of the situation, he feels like he's telling the cops this, that he feels like the city council should repay the school for the damages done to the projector screen. Somebody, let's say Aurora, because you're there. Roll me a d6 for Mr. Caldwell's persuasion.
Come on, Mr. Caldwell. 3.
With a 3, the police officer reminds Mr. Caldwell that he has no way of delivering that information, but he assures him that that will be added to his statement. And you see Mr. as he departs, Mr. Caldwell's like, I know damn well that's not going to be part of the statement. Like, I'll be at that hearing. He is very self-assured that he will get the school what it needs. So yeah, all of these cultists are getting brought away. They ask you how many of them there were, if this was everyone, if anyone ended up getting away. If someone did get away, they kind of have to put out an APB for a criminal at large, or at least a wizard at large. They're still not sure exactly what happened here. But from video footage of bystanders, they see people like shooting flames out of their hands, and also kind of have to talk to you a little bit of like, was this a publicity stunt?
No, this was not a planned event, and in fact, I can show you. I can get my manager. He can show you the contracts that we arranged with the school, what all was entailed. It was really just supposed to be, an appearance and a trailer debut. I can assure you that no combat was scheduled to occur. So this was unplanned outside threat that luckily, with swift action, we were able to somewhat mitigate.
And the officer that you were talking to, he is making sure to write all this down. And then they ask for Dimitri's phone number, just so that way they can have like all the contact information that they need, and they'll try and get this underway, which is a huge relief, all things considered. So while you are dealing with the PR spin, while you are mitigating for the rest of your superhero crew, let's go back to Cody, Caleb, and Luciana, all in your superhero forms. So you are all exit in the three separate directions. So Caleb, you disappear. You're just switching back into your regular gear, or are you just going to stay as Crow for a while? And I guess the same question goes for all of you as well.
Switching back, I think it's not until he's like starting to come down from the adrenaline and like changing clothing that he's like, I put handcuffs on everybody and I didn't pull anyone away to like interrogate them. So he's feeling kind of silly for that, but I think it's now too far away to really do anything about it.
Yeah, for sure. Aftershock.
After putting on their regular clothes back, they're just kind of with the crowd, just like leaning against something like, well, yeah, some shit, man. You saw that fire coming out of their hands? That's damn fucking wizard bullshit. I don't know.
Yeah, I think after you've changed and kind of hopped back into the crowd, Mr. Caldwell again walks up to you and just, oh, Luciana, I'm so glad that you're safe. I saw both you and Caleb run off as soon as the fire started, as soon as those wizards started throwing flames around.
Yeah, I mean, Mr. Caldwell, once fire starts being shot out of somebody's hands, I'm like, do I still get my credit though?
Oh yeah, no, you're
okay. Cool.
You'll be compensated as far as your credits go. That's okay, no worries.
Cool. Like, I mean, they shot fire out of their hands. That's kind of fucked up.
It's language.
That's kind of messed up.
It's better. Now, all I'm saying is you should try and make it home. I'm telling all of the students here,
Okay.
go home, be safe. If you need to take tomorrow off, I will vouch for you to the administrative board. We've all seen a lot today.
Yeah, I mean, not gonna lie, it was pretty traumatizing.
It's understandable. Seeing a wizard in real life can do that to a person.
I mean, yeah. Okay. Thanks,
If you-
Mr. Caldwell.
It's no worries. If you see Caleb, let him know as well that if he needs to take tomorrow off for whatever reason, there were a lot of things that happened. I'm not going to judge.
Okay.
Just want everyone to be safe, on steady mind.
Thank you, Mr. Caldwell. Thanks for being pretty cool about it.
Well, it's hard not to be cool when all of that happens and there's still like a giant earth wall that's been like busted up from the ground that has a break in it where a man in a golden mech suit punched through. Like a fire has been mitigated. Like there's a lot that happened.
I mean, Aurora's new group seems pretty cool though. Like they handled it.
They do. They seem very capable.
Yeah. I think one of them was like a glowing armored man. The other, some bird guy. The other looked pretty cool. They like were able to like shut up that wall or something.
Oh, I didn't see that. I was busy carrying the projector.
You really care about that projector, huh?
It is expensive.
It's possible that if it had gotten, you could have like talked to the city council to get you an upgraded version.
Do you understand how often they cut spending for the school budget? If we
No,
got a
that's
nice
fair.
projector this year, then that means that we don't get smart boards next year. Have you ever used a smart board, Luciana? No, of course you haven't. You're going to be going to college next year. Hopefully. You are pursuing... It's none of my business. Now, they're incredible. You don't even need to use markers. It's fantastic.
Oh,
That's
cool.
besides the point. The point being, the projector is safe. You kids are safe.
Yeah.
That's good. Also,
Are you okay, Mr. Caldwell? I mean, as okay as you can be.
I think I'm going to do okay.
Yeah, maybe have some tea when you get home. Some like chamomile or lavender tea. Calm down. Or
Maybe.
Smoke. Cigarette.
He
don't
just
know, I
like
feel
gives you this like side eye view and just says, "You're lucky we're not on school hours right now." The presence of police should be more of an indicator, but again, please make it home safely.
Okay.
I'm glad that
I'll
all of
tell-
our students are all right.
Yeah, I'll tell Caleb about class tomorrow.
Thank you. And Mr. Caldwell will excuse himself.
I'll like text Caleb's like, "Yo, we got tomorrow off."
Okay, and Cody, yeah, you just find a safe spot and then Shazam back to normal.
Yeah, well, and then Cody, being himself, he like comes out like not that far from where he went in, like he's like, but he waits like a stupid long amount of time because he zipped off. So walking back takes a really long time. So everything's probably really breaking up when he kind of trips out of the forest. And if anybody says anything or looks at him, then he'll be like, "Well, I ran really fast when all that fire started." But if he can get away with just blending in and walking away,
Oh
he
yeah,
will.
no, it's one of those things like Mr. Caldwell at this point has vacated. So you reappearing, like there are some cops there, And when you appear, they kind of like make a point over towards you, and one of them kind of like puts their hands in the belt loops and comes on over. Like, you aren't running, so they have no reason to chase after you. And when they arrive, they're just like, were you involved in any way with the events that transpired this evening?
I mean,
Whether as a bystander or... And the cop sort of like gives you a little bit of a look.
Oh, he's like, oh no, and the gold, I ran. I'm on track, so like I ran fast.
Nice. And I think the cop says that as well, just like, oh, good for you. Like, in which case, we do need to ask you to vacate the premises. This is now an active crime scene investigation. So unless you have anything that you would like to tell said police officer, he is going to ask you to just like, please stand back, let us investigate, let us arrest these weird wizards that we have found. And they are going to try and do their best on that. So yeah, Cody, you just sort of like...
Hands in hoodie pockets. And just head to the Jeep.
All right. And Cody, as you are getting to the Jeep, your Jeep does not have the doors on it, right? Okay, so as you go to grab on to like the windshield area to kind of leverage yourself in, there is a splat sound as your hand becomes almost like adhesived onto the windshield, as there is a web that is tucked on there. And you hear that's 2 for 2. You realize that's bad odds, right? Like, I gotta start thinking that maybe this is more of a coincidence than anything else. And Orb Weaver begins to lower herself down from a local alleyway.
Hey, hi.
Look, if you know anything about these guys, you can tell me, right? Like, I'm one of the hero types. Got a mask on, all that.
Is Orb Weaver a local hero?
Yeah, Orb Weaver is a local hero.
Okay, that is like public, people know about.
Oh yeah, she has a very active Twitter page.
Okay, all right. Yeah, they were Vulcan cultists.
Vulcan cultists, like they into Star Trek or something? Like live long and prosper, all that jazz?
No, like volcano Roman god.
That would explain
cultists.
The fire.
Yeah. And he goes to gesture with his hand, but it's still stuck to the roll bar or whatever.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about that. That usually comes undone in like 30, 45 minutes. You're fine.
So he sits down in the seat kind of as best he can with his hand still stuck. Yeah, and there was an avatar of Mars, too, that was there in...
Avatar of Mars? What?
Yeah, he looked like the Golden Emperor from 40K.
I have no idea what that means or what you just said. However, I'm going to look into it. Now, Golden Emperor aside, did you notice anything else that was over there? Something that might be useful?
Red lightning?
I'll look into it. Thanks, kid. And she just sort of like pats you on the back and then web swing like away. And you're just like hand on the roof of the Jeep, just stuck.
Can I ask if Luciana sees us as she's walking to her own truck?
Like
not the Orb Weaver thing, but him with his hand stuck on the Jeep.
Unless Cody wants to drive away with just his like left arm like stuck to the top of the vehicle, I would say yeah, you probably just see him like Cody, it's probably like in the pocket that like you can't reach without your left hand kind of thing.
Right. And he's too freaked out to just, super strength try to rip it off, because if it's stronger than he is, he'll rip the windshield off the vehicle. So he is literally kind of stuck.
You okay there, buddy?
Yeah, Orb Weaver showed up and stuck my hand to the Jeep.
You need help?
Can you do something about that?
Sure. She'll go over, take out a lighter, and just set the web on fire.
No. Cool. Thanks, Luciana.
Whatever, don't mention it.
It's just awkward.
Yeah.
All right,
He just leaves.
Yeah, he just like watches her walk away and it's like doesn't know what to do with that information. Then now he has to try to keep things straight at school and not call people Aftershock or Crow or
He gets to play the
whatnot.
name game.
Oh no.
Yes.
Alrighty, so Cody, you hop in your van, or you hop in your Jeep, you begin driving away. Luciana, you have your old truck, begin driving away. Caleb, you wait for the adrenaline to come down. While you're waiting, you can see Orb Weaver makes her way to the general area, kind of scopes out the damage, and then web swings away. Doesn't seem to really pay much attention to you. And then do you just continue to hang out in the woods for the rest of the evening, or what is Caleb's plan here?
I think Caleb doesn't really have a reason to just hang out, so he'll just hop on his bike and make the trip home.
Okay, sounds good. I would say that by the time that you get home, because this was a after-school extracurricular activity, your mom's already home, even though she generally works late. And when you enter the door, she is there, and in a very uncharacteristic manner for her, she just quickly gives you a hug, because she knows that you were at the location where danger literally just ignited. There was you were there minding your own business, and she's very glad that you're safe. And she asks, or it's basically a quick ask of did you make sure to run away? Did you make sure not to engage with people who are throwing fire out of their hands?
Of course, Mom. Of course I did.
And she kind of tussles your hair and says, that's my boy. And then as she is making her way out the door, because as, a public prosecutor, there are quite a few criminals that have just shown up. So she needs to go and take care of that at the city. I think she lets you know that there's curry in the fridge left over from dinner if you're still hungry, and that she also hopes that none of those she calls them capes, for lack of a better word, that none of the capes ended up messing around with the crime scene too much. But she ends up making her way out the building, and Caleb, you are just left to your own devices for the rest of the evening. Aurora, same thing. After you're done talking with the police, after you're done mitigating, things generally seem to go fine. You get home later, and when you get home, there's an excited call from Dimitri. And it's a quick turn to channel 9, turn to channel 9, turn to channel 9. And when you do, and you swap over, it is a Wednesday evening, so they aren't doing Boy Watch, but in the time slot where Boy Watch would be if it was a Thursday, guess who the local news is covering? That's right. It's Aurora. You are mentioned, and the presence of these new heroes are mentioned. Most of it is about yet another fire has been lit in the Midgrove Industrial Forest. Until further notice, there is a no burn. The city is in a lockdown. No burning. no more. Like, it's a public city. You shouldn't have like a fire in your backyard anyways, but just as a general rule, the city is putting like a no burn like time limit onto the city for a while just to try and like mitigate this. And then there are interviews with some of your classmates. None of the notables that you can recall, but a lot of these people are very glad that Aurora was there. That these new heroes were there to help out the situation as a whole. And they have an interview with Mr. Caldwell, and you know that like it's in between you being able to talk to him really and then like him leaving, because he still is holding on to this projector like through the entire interview. He just has that and like wrapped up like a baby, and the interviewer even asks him and he's like, it's school property. Like he says like the same deadpan to everyone. He protected it because it was school property. But all things considered, it seems like there has been a positive spin for Aurora today, which is kind of the boost that you needed, because your magical girl wand that you had has seen better days. From where you had jabbed it under the armpit of this large mechanical machine, that end bit is just mangled. It does not look great. And when you go to like press the button on it that you know like normally would play like your own theme song kind of thing, it's like when a Furby's voice modulator has been dead for like 20 years because they're no longer relevant. It just sounds like garbled mash of what it's supposed to be, and you probably have to get that repaired.
Yeah, I think she'll even like bring it up to Dimitri and be like, is there any way we can give this thing just like a little more like firepower? Maybe that's not the right word given current
I'm not going to give a gun to a minor.
No. I mean, just like, can this thing like shoot a laser or something? Like, come on. I need something a little more here, Dimitri.
All right, look, I'll try and pull some strings. I'll see what I can do. See if maybe I think I know a guy who could probably help us on this one. Maybe. Look, if I can't get a laser, with a laser pointer do? Like a really strong one.
It's already practically a laser pointer.
Like one of those ones that like you shouldn't shine into somebody's eyes for too long, kind of thing. Like, would that be helpful? Don't worry. Don't. Obviously, I'm just kidding around. Just old Dimitri here. Don't worry, I'll figure something out for you.
All right. So I just, things are getting a little dangerous out here. So anything that you have to protect your star
my number one client.
Yeah, would be much appreciated.
And I would say by Friday, so in 2 days, you will get a revamped Magical Girl wand, which it's just gonna have a taser in it. Like the bottom is just like a stun rod. Like you have like a stun baton now. So like if you like zap somebody with the butt end of it, like they'll be seeing stars for sure.
But it's like a really like
it's
dazzling spark.
Yeah. Have you ever
It's a bedazzled stun baton.
Yeah.
It looks like those like dance batons.
Oh yeah. For sure.
She's just like radiant strike and tases you.
What's more radiant than a taser? So thankfully, you have the process of getting that repaired. Going into the next day, it is a Thursday. You all have the day off from school. Everyone who would like to can have the day off from school because of the events that happened at the Midgrove Industrial Forest. I don't think anyone told Cody that he could have the day off of school. Like, Luciana, you had the opportunity when you helped, like, when you lit the webs on his hand on fire. Oh, thank you to the anonymous gifter for gifting Satan a sub. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
So I think that, like, Cody, if you want to just go to school the next day, you're more than welcome to.
I totally have a feeling he'd like pull in and there's like no cars.
Yeah,
there.
there are a few, like there are the faculty cars. Mr. Caldwell's there, but like he's not doing anything today. Like everybody took the day off, so like he's really just there grading papers. He needed that work environment.
All right, yeah, because like G-Paw wouldn't be interconnected enough to like get the school message or get an email that would say something like your student isn't required to show up.
Yeah, exactly. So like, and it's not like every student got the day off. Like it was really just those that like they have record of purchasing a ticket from the event. So like school is awful sparse. But then like, and some kids obviously are just like, fuck it. Like I'm like, no one else is going to be here. I'm totally skipping. So yeah, school is very sparse today, but if you got there, like you could just head back home or hang out in the city. You're more than welcome to do.
I think once Cody gets there, the night before kind of sinks in and he'll, maybe he'll send a text to these guys about, I've seen that red lightning before. Did I tell you guys about that? Question mark.
Do we have a group chat?
I think that
if nothing else,
anything,
we do now.
Cody would start the group chat, but it would just be for Cody, Aurora, and Luciana because Caleb did not reveal that he was Crow, so no phone number was shared.
Yeah. I think Luciana will reply me like, why didn't you mention that before? Also, I have this piece of armor in the trunk of my car. I don't know what to do with it.
Maybe we could get that Crow dude to look at it.
You did say something about the lightning. I remember now. Okay, this makes a lot more sense.
I thought I did.
Oh, right. Sorry. I usually tune you out. She puts in like a text.
With the monkey with the hands over the ears. Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
I'll let Crow know. Goes to other text. Hey, Crow. Hey, Caleb. Wait, no. She'll put in the group chat. It's like, do we want to meet up at your place, Aurora? Question mark.
Yeah, that's fine. I can order lunch or something. What does everyone want?
Like actual lunch or like?
Aurora like slow turns to one of those like Costco sandwich platters that you can get that just has like the small segments of wraps. Mm-hmm. Just like
I know a good Chinese takeout place. I can pick some up on the way. But y'all need to pay me back.
What's your Venmo, Dimitri?
Here's my Venmo.
That's perfect. Meanwhile, Cody reaches in and pulls out a bunch of ones that G-Paw gets from, his business. It's all like pocket change in ones.
It's like, but if you don't text me your order in the next 10 minutes, I'll just order something for you.
Cody, I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Now, here's a very interesting point. So, the last time Crow arrived at Aurora's, he was dressed full in costume. It was later on in the evening. You guys are scheduling a lunch meeting, and you are asking the man who dresses like a bird to wait in a hotel lobby for an elevator to appear.
Yeah, I'm gonna text Crow and be like, "Hey, we're meeting up at Aurora's. Do you want to come? Also, if you do, are you coming in your costume? Because that's gonna be awkward, dude."
Crow says,
Also, I'm getting takeout.
I'll be there. I'll figure something out.
You could just wear a black hoodie and black pants with gloves and like something that covers your face. Maybe not. You'll look like a burglar.
You hit my plan on the head. Also, please give me some chow mein.
Okay. Do you want me to pick you up? Because you look like a burglar if you arrive on your own.
Yeah.
Gas station? Question mark.
WFM.
I don't know what that means.
That works for me.
I personally don't know what that means.
I feel like that's the exchange that happens in the chat log of
What?
WFM. Question. Works for me. Oh.
Oh, surprise face.
Yeah.
And several minutes later, it comes across, oh, except for egg roll. Like, whatever, and egg roll.
Too late, I got you egg rolls. She hasn't even gotten to the place.
Okay. All right. Cool. This is just...
All right. So your guys' lunch plan, your lunch superhero team meeting goes off without a hitch. You are able to pick up all of the best takeout Chinese food. Hey, Satan, what's the name of the Chinese food place? Anonymous Gifter, thank you again for giving Deadman 619 Inc. a tier 1 sub.
God, what is the name? I feel like if I... I'm trying to think of a... Because I don't know. Give me an animal. Or like, I don't know.
It's gotta be panda.
No, it's fine. We can choose,
Why did my brain go to walk and talk?
Wonton some more. Wonton some more. It's wonton some more.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so Wonton Some More, the best takeout Chinese food place
She
in
like
Everett
knows
Heights.
the people there. It's just like they get. It's like she's like, "Hey, what's up?"
I feel like that's just the one that's like closest to your house. Like it's not the best by any means. Like if
Oh,
anything,
no.
it's like
okay.
it's like the small town Chinese food restaurant that has like every small town Chinese food restaurant has a very specific taste to it. Like it's not like it's kind of like that. So like even though you're like, oh, it's the best, like it's maybe like a 4 out of 10 on the Chinese food scale.
It's probably because she goes there when she's like super high, so it's like always great.
Oh, it's always great. And like now, like you know, it's not bad.
no, it's good.
It's just the
It's
daytime.
not-
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Oh, shit.
Anonymous Gifter. Anonymous Gifter, you just gifted 5 tier 1 subs to the Winking Wizard, Clever Play Studios, Kid Kalen, Saucefire, and Silver Bullet. Thank you so much for being so
you.
generous. Holy shit.
Uh,
GB.
I was gonna say,
Yes,
should we-
please show Anonymous Gifter what happens for their generosity.
So whenever I'm on the
Got
show,
so many.
I take this maul and I hit that guy in the face.
Yay! God, that's such a good sound. Especially when done in repetition.
Yay.
All right, so yeah, you are able to pick up wonton, all of the best Chinese food from Wonton Some More, and I imagine Caleb, like, are you like gonna put on the burglar gear while waiting in the car, or like, are you just gonna wait until like you're closer to Aurora's place?
I just wait till I'm closer to Aurora. I don't do the gloves. I just do like jeans, a black hoodie, and then when we get there, I like pull my hood up and put my mask on.
Like the bird mask?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah. So Luciana will get like a bunch of shit. A lot of like appetizers, probably more than they need, and then like tell like Aurora this is how much it was, and it was slightly more than what it actually was.
Yeah, Aurora doesn't care. She's like,
Yeah.
yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Dimitri's got it. Dimitri's got the whole tab.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, okay.
Oh yeah.
It's like that classic, like it's like one of those basically Costco boxes, like full of like Chinese food.
Oh yeah, it's the pallet box.
Yeah, the pallet box.
Oh yeah. No, and
Yeah.
there's a ramen place near me that does that.
Yeah.
Like if you order enough, they just
fucking
give you like
great.
a really big serving box rather than worry
Yeah.
about like trying to put it in a bunch of bags. It's
Yeah, it's
economical.
fucking great. Yeah. And we'll give Caleb the piece of armor to carry. It's wrapped in like a old blanket. so it's not like, oh, here's a piece of armor that someone's carrying. And then like I feel like it's that same awkward, like they all meet at the elevator. Silence.
I like the idea of that
Yeah.
being like a thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, Cody walks in like looking at the floor with his hands in his pockets, and then he looks up and they're there. Hey. He looks at Caleb, Crow.
It's just full, like,
Uh-huh.
looking super inconspicuous, except for the bird mask.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys are able to easily ride the elevator up. No worries. And I feel like, again, like there's like whenever the elevator door opens, there's always somebody who's like getting off the elevator who like just like startled at the sight of like the bird mask kind of thing. But this time when they see it, just like, oh, hey, you're that guy from the news last night.
Crow grins. Yes, I am.
You live in this building?
No. Just making a visit.
That's crazy. Like they are like just so flabbergasted by the fact that they have just seen like, I'm gonna tell everybody. Can I get a picture with you?
Sure.
And they like
Luciana's like behind this guy, just looking at him with like, what the fuck?
they put like their arm around you, selfie it.
Cody will be like, "Oh, here? I'll take it for you," and that way they can be in it.
Yeah,
and
they're
he's
just like
not, and either is Luciana. And then
Yeah.
he puts his finger across the thing and takes it, and like, "Oh, good one," and like closes it before he hands
yeah,
it back.
oh, thanks. Like puts it into his pocket.
Yeah.
And, oh, I can't believe I got a picture with that trash bird guy. Like they're super pumped about it, and they end up making their way.
Crow also makes a point of walking slightly faster than Luciana. Not in an obvious way, but just fast enough that he can get to the door and knock before Luciana kicks it.
So Aurora, you are waiting
still
for the
kicks
team.
it.
Yeah, so you hear like a rushed knock followed by like a boot in the fucking door. And at this point,
This time I have food in my hands. It's,
yeah,
fair.
I feel like this time as well, like it's not like you're not just like steel toeing the door
No.
itself, like you're like tapping it with the side of your
Yeah,
foot.
with the side, yeah.
Yeah, like it's a respectful kick to the door.
Character development.
Character development.
Yeah, I think Aurora answers the door, and she looks a lot more casual than she normally does. Like normally she gets pretty dressed up, even to go to school. But I think you'll see her in like like a messy bun and maybe just like a an oversized T-shirt and some like sweatpants, and she'll be like, "Oh, hi guys. Food looks good. Come on in."
Yeah. Luciana will just put all the food down, start taking it off. She also takes out like a blunt to smoke. She's like, it always tastes better when you smoke.
So the apartment's no smoking, so if you could just like open a window or something.
Unless you want people to actually know what we're smoking in here.
You take the towel, you put it under like the crease of
about
the
to
front
say it.
door
I was
after
about
you
to
get the
say it.
armor out. Not that that's how you would smoke inside in a non-smoking building. That would be wrong to your homeowner.
Don't do the toilet paper roll with the
Definitely not. No, that would be
So-
wrong.
That'd be wrong.
That would be behavior unbecoming of a pop idol. Okay, so yes, Luciana, you have pulled out, I'm guessing, which is probably like an emptied grape swisher sweet or something like that that's been repurposed. And like you are getting in the mood to enjoy Chinese food.
Yeah.
Anyone else is more than welcome to join Luciana in this. However, if not, you do have this large metal breastplate that you ripped off of a golden golem who summoned himself through a bolt of lightning.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I got off the guy. I don't know what it means. I just figured it might be useful.
Strike any of you as odd that they've shown up in the park twice?
And Cody's
Well,
already like
it's-
half an egg roll in, and he's like,
Well, that's what
Ooh.
he was. So
that's what he tried to
Okay.
say, but you beat him to it.
I feel like Cody says it, but he has a mouthful of food, and then Luciana translates it.
yeah, I am an expert at translating a mouthful of food. It's fine. He said
mean-
that's where he was. So
But like, how would they have tabs on Cody at all?
how are people
Hi.
shooting flames out of their hands? There's a guy that came through a lightning bolt.
Yeah, but even if they did know it was Cody, they're always yelling about giving them
The vessel.
what
or
they're
some
looking
shit like
for,
that.
which means that they don't know exactly where.
Maybe
or
they just
who
have like
Cody
a
is.
general location.
So maybe it's a general thing. Maybe the first time was unrelated in that this one was planned because it was a mass public gathering.
Maybe.
But it wouldn't make sense. I still don't even understand why they attacked the first time.
Well, Cody, weren't you there too?
Yeah.
Were you there for Aurora's little stunt, publicity stunt or something?
Yeah.
And you were here for the movie. So the variable is Cody, because he said they were looking for him. So maybe they just know where in general he is. Also, is it weird that Cody, you get like a super cool like Roman, right? Roman something armor, and then they get like some sort of weird steampunk one? 'Cause there were a lot of tubes in that guy.
Yeah, and clankies and steam and stuff.
Yeah. Just shoving like fucking noodles in her mouth.
Oh, they taste so much better this way.
Oh,
You
so
were right.
good.
Like, you took like a couple bites before the blunt, and it was like, yeah, no, you made the right choice.
Yeah. Luciana will offer if anybody wants some.
Just hangs there, I feel, for a hot second. And Cody, it's weird. It kind of smells like G-Paw.
Yeah, Cody goes to grab its skater grip, and then he's like, Aurora's there, and he's like, I'd better, and he just awkwardly goes and gets more food.
I'm not offering this again, by the way.
It's cool.
I think Crow sidles over and like takes a single hit, and then it's like,
Has Caleb ever smoked a single weed in his life before?
yes, actually, I was gonna state that
Drug addict!
perhaps Caleb put the towel under the door as he has done for his brother many a time.
Your brother's name is Smoke.
That's true.
It's short for smoke weed every day.
Yeah. So I feel like it's just like
Sweat.
it's Luciana and Caleb just passing it back and forth.
Yeah, no, Cody smokes, but since superpowers, he's too afraid to smoke and then
Transform. She's
and
like,
tear
I
down
am.
buildings.
Never
It's-
smoking hero.
Exactly. He's too scared to do that.
Burst through a wall. Man, I could go for a burrito.
Exactly. Raspberry zingers, you got in Baja Blast, Mountain Dew. That's what I want.
You have a
Just-
Taco
Sir,
Bell
this is a
nearby?
Taco Bell!
Exactly.
Okay, so you have this large chunk of armor that's, I'm assuming, on the table at this point. Like, it's on a coffee table next to the rest of the food at like a fulcrum point that you're all able to look at. Cody, you remember from that weird vision that you had fighting against that large metal man that you had seen that symbol before, and it was the symbol of Mars, god of war.
So, God of War, that's his symbol there. Mars.
I don't understand. I thought we were fighting a cult of Vulcan. Where's the connection?
With my research, did they work together commonly
They
in
do.
Mythos?
Yeah, Vulcan, Vulcan is somewhat related to Mars. In like the deity family tree that like the Greco-Roman god like pantheons follow along with. You also know that Vulcan typically made the weapons of war that Mars would use.
Yeah, Crow will then just like, as he's shoveling food in his face and sinking into a couch, like just start listing off random facts that he figured out while researching. It's like, oh yeah, they're related for this reason and this reason, and like, man, it'd be really nice if we could find like warriors, a cult of a god who was on our side.
Cody's the gears are spinning, but it's not engaging.
Luciana's just sitting back, just eating.
Yeah, I think Aurora's gonna like kind of like pick up and like flip over the piece of armor and like tap on it and be like, well, it's, you know, very sturdy material. Maybe this could be like repurposed into something.
I know someone that can do something with that.
Oh, well, there you go. Maybe make something, I don't know, fancy for you, Cody. Like, what do you need? Like,
I mean, he already has a golden shining armor and like a shield.
Big shield.
maybe like a, I don't know, like a, oh, what do they call when you put them on your arms? I don't know, just a little razzle dazzle. Well, something. I think it would fit your aesthetic.
He's a glowing golden Roman suited guy. What do you mean razzle dazzle?
And you can't ever overdo it.
Yeah, you can, sweetheart.
So, like, that would be something I would have to, like, carry around. And
Yeah.
my stuff just appears. So, hey, wait. How do you do it? And he points at Crow.
I'm going to be honest with you, a lot of effort. I got to lug my stuff around with me all the time.
Oh, yeah, that
heavy,
sounds like a
man.
pain in the ass.
I mean, if you want, maybe I could get you like a little, like a wand commission. I mean, it wouldn't look like mine, but like, I mean, I technically maybe could do it for all of you if you all want. I mean, I don't know how the magic works necessarily. That's the R&D guys, but you know, if you all want little.
Crow, we could probably make you like some cool fighting staff out of this, like a retractable one.
Yeah, I was just thinking it might be better to have a staff that's not a broom handle.
Yeah. And Aurora, you could have like an extra one in case your little wand gets damaged.
I mean, that could certainly.
You can make it more
helpful.
like your taste, of course, but the core of the metal. Apparently, she knows a lot about construction, like of things. She's like, you know, you can make it a core and then just wrap it in something. You could just add your stuff on it.
Yeah, that would certainly work. I think. Yeah, get a chunk of it for the guys who make the stuff.
Is it like the same kind of gold as the acorn?
It's not gold, is it?
Yeah, it was a golden suit.
Oh shit. You know, gold's pretty like malleable. We could sell this. Do you know how much money we can make?
Wouldn't they be a little sus about where we got all this gold?
I know a guy.
Oh, that works.
I mean, like, how much could this be? Like $100? Very, very Lucille Blitz.
Yeah. How much can a banana cost? $10.
Nice. Oh, that's beautiful.
This should be a couple hundred, maybe. How big is it? Is it like giant?
It's like an 8x11 sheet.
Okay.
Little bit bigger. That's again like bent
Like
and
the
molded with this
okay.
stylized bident upon it.
I just had a thought occur. So I'm wondering if there's a way we can kind of like test our ideas on what causes this cult to appear. Like, if there are any other upcoming major events that they might potentially decide to crash.
I mean, you could do more planned events, and Cody, you could not go. See if that makes a difference.
And he gets that sort of like sad look for a moment, like, wait. And then it's like,
Or you could hang out in the park all night and we stay hidden and see if they come for you. But if they know where you are, I still don't understand why they haven't just attacked you at your house.
Yeah.
Well,
that's
I
true.
don't think they entirely know who he is. In fact, it could entirely all be coincidental. I think they're just showing up for attention.
what did he say to me, Indoor?
That he was going to, that when he captured you, when he like took the vessel, you as your golden form, that it was going to make his uncle incredibly pleased. And you're not exactly sure if he meant uncle like a familial relationship. Now that Crow has kind of helped put two and two together about Mars' involvement with Vulcan, you might think that his uncle might be Vulcan. You're not sure. The weed is hitting pretty strong at this point.
It's secondhand smoke.
Yeah,
Uh,
contact high.
well, which is like living at G-Pause. So,
Yeah.
So he's used to it.
yeah, exactly. It's probably got a pretty high tolerance. Yeah, so Cody will be like, well, he did say that his uncle would be pleased when they finally took me to him, took the vessel to him. But it really seemed like he meant me, I think.
I think you're the vessel, dude.
Yeah, but that's just weird.
I mean, dude, everything about this is fucking weird.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure they like know that once you do the whole, I'm working title,
Yeah.
but like, can they just know just by looking at you, like that's
Well-
the guy, that's the vessel.
Wait, I didn't know. No, I've never changed before they got there. They got there before I changed, right?
Well, how do you change? Like, did you just will it? Does it just happen?
It usually it just happens when there's like danger. But
Can you, will it?
I've been working on it, and he slings his hand and he says, "Thunderknot," and he like a little bit of shimmer comes up, but it doesn't exactly Shazam out. That's about what I got until.
Okay, one, no. Two,
No.
what? Maybe they know that,
Yeah.
and maybe if they like, well, if we cause enough ruckus somewhere,
Yeah, he'll
the
show
vessel.
up.
Yes. Yeah.
Why don't you just call yourself like the Roman?
The Roman. I'll try it. I'll try it next time we fight.
It's better than Thunderknot. Come on.
I mean, I think Thunderknot has more punch if you're yelling at running into battle than the Roman, but Thunderknot's not great either.
We're okay. And
Anyway,
and
back to the problem.
Cody chopsticks a
Yeah.
char siu bun.
Yeah, back to the problem. Yeah, what if they just cause enough ruckus and they know you're gonna go to it? So they're on purpose creating all this fire and danger because they know you're gonna react to it.
Because that's what you do, right? You
That-
protect people.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Does mean that they've just gotten lucky twice, which is lucky once is lucky. Lucky twice is starting to get a little strange. But I don't have the piece I need to tie their ability to track Cody down.
Too bad we don't have like, an old man wizard that we can go to, and he'd like sell us the information or impart us with
Knowledge.
yeah, you know,
It's a shame.
like in Zelda.
Dangerous to go alone.
Aurora, you're hanging out with a bunch of fucking nerds.
Oh,
Nerds and
no.
stoners. That's what your superhero group is.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
Cody only knows the D&D and that kind of stuff through video games, though. So
Well, I mean, I hate to say it, but we don't have a ton to work on here.
Yeah.
Let's keep our eyes on community events.
wait, didn't you guys say something about another group of super folks?
Yeah, there's still
Sketchy
also
ones?
them. Yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen them do like anything. Like, there's no social media presence, no news appearances. Like, I don't know. I suppose it's kind of weird that you have all these heroes training, but they're not really doing anything heroic.
It
To
is
be
weird.
honest, they don't kind of see the heroic type. Like, they're trying to be like heroic, but it's kind of like those that if they're working with who they're working with, those two people, they don't really care. They're not doing it for the greater good. They're doing it for selfish reasons. Because they can. I'm pretty sure they're like just one bad mental breakdown away from becoming villains.
I'm just trying to think if there's any other heroes that make public appearances that they could. Shit. And I think Aurora's gonna pull up her phone and she's gonna go to like the Rainbow Maidens like Facebook
Oh,
page
yeah.
or something.
Aurora, you basically have to go through 4 different like word blocks like that you have personally like instance of rainbow block, instance of maiden block, instance of this block. Like you have to lift up the restrictions. And as you also open your phone to do this, you get a pop-up message on your phone that just never seems to go away. Like you answered it the first time. It's for the Midas app, which is a how would you rate your experience? Like it just seems to pop up on
Not
your
now,
home screen.
Later.
Yeah.
No way.
And it seems like this app is insistent in its asking. And like the first time you gave it like, oh, it's like 4 stars, whatever. And like it just always seems to be asking this. But looking through your social media feeds, you know that the Rainbow Maidens, and they have a concert that's going to be held later tonight. It is going to be at a sizable venue. Not like the top venue. Like it's not like the concert hall. It's not going to be like oh, it's the Rainbow Maidens live at the Garden. Like it's not one of those kinds of situations. But they're still like playing at a very nice open air venue. And they're going to be later this evening. And remembering it, you honestly like don't even really need to look through your social feed in order to see this, because you've been seeing like billboards and flyers, or at least like they have been present, whether or not you are actively like, you probably saw it once and was just like, those guys, and then just like shrugged it off at that point. But you do know that they are going to be hosting a concert later this evening.
Okay. So, if the Cult of Vulcan is going to strike again I have a potential hunch of where they might go. And she'll just turn the phone around.
Yeah, and it sucks because Aurora, like, it's not like they got a new poster. They just photoshopped you out and then replaced the, like, just superimposed a new
ouch.
person on.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well,
kind of a lazy rebrand.
well, if they're gonna strike there, can't your little sunshine flower girls take care of themselves?
I mean,
Don't they
I
have like
don't-
superpowers or something?
I don't know
now?
what they're up to or what their abilities and skill sets and power levels are like. Look, I don't know. I'm just saying, if we want to keep our fingers on the pulse of this, it wouldn't be a bad idea to go.
I'm not.
So wait. If I do go and they show up, then it's because they know I'm there. But if I don't go and they show up, it's because they want me there.
Why don't we
Or
just
yeah.
hang around? We don't have to go to the concert. We can just hang around.
Yeah, as long as we're
Pizza-
within range of getting to the concert, all we have to do is hang out, see if there's any lightning striking.
Yeah.
And
So,
Because,
like-
Crow, that also sounds like a great plan for you because then you don't have to take off your mask in order to get into the venue.
Yeah.
So we can like tailgate.
Yeah.
Okay. If we go, which, as much as it kills me to say this, I think it would be a good idea. I need some sort of disguise?
Well, we can't. We don't have to go like to the concert unless they strike.
I don't want to be caught anywhere near there looking like myself, because that just looks really sad. I'd rather just look like some plain Jane.
If you considered a hoodie and a large pair of sunglasses, works well for most celebrities.
That's pretty. Yeah, but then you know they're trying to hide.
I don't really have that kind of stuff. I have never really had to worry about being anonymous, so
Like, I'll get you some clothes. I think you'll fit most of my things.
oh, thanks.
Yeah, whatever.
Cody had his sweat jacket half off, and then he just zips it back.
We're not. Cody, we're not going today.
Wasn't it tonight?
It's tonight.
Oh fuck! I'm too high for this. Shit! She like puts out the. Blood.
And I think that is the perfect spot to go to break. So, with that, we're going to try and be back in 5 to 10 minutes, so don't go no place unless it's to grab a food, grab a drink, grab a friend, or possibly go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, pick yourself up something nice, and we'll see you guys shortly. All right, everybody. See you soon. And we're back. Hello,
I'm too high for
everybody. Yes, that is where we last left off with Luciana just completely mashing out the blunt that she was smoking on, this repurposed grape swisher sweet. So you guys have plans for later this evening. You are at Aurora's house around midday. Is there anything that you want to do before the concert? Because if not, we can just move directly to there.
Luciana is actually gonna suggest, like, if I'm gonna give you clothes, you can come over to my place. So I don't want to have to be lugging around extra clothes. And if we're hanging out with these guys, you shouldn't be changing in the car. Also, I think we should all be in one car.
Yeah, okay, sounds good to me.
It's none of this fancy shit though.
This is a low-key operation.
The Jeep doesn't have much of a tailgate, but it sits for people.
I have a truck. It sits for people.
Oh, I didn't
Oh,
know if it was one of
You
those
have an
like,
extended
Oh,
cab?
no. You know how when
No,
people with a
it's
truck
like 4
say
people.
you can fit 4 people, but then the back row, like everyone's knees are just up to their chest because it's so
Oh, yeah.
cramped. Yeah, that it's one of those
Yeah.
trucks. Like, if anything, you got the tailgate. That's
Yeah,
got to
I got
count
the
for
tailgate.
something.
I'm just saying your Jeep doesn't have doors, and that freaks me out.
He just sits there like that doesn't make any sense at all. He doesn't say anything, but then just
That's like a safety hazard, my dude.
okay. That's all he's got. He's just got nothing.
All right, so, you guys are planning on all rallying up in Luciana's truck. It does not fit very well, but it does fit 4 people. Caleb, / Crow, I have an important question for you. Are you just like bird mask on the whole time? Like going to Luciana's house and then hanging out for a while? Like you would be basically having to wear this mask and hang out as
Yeah.
Crow for like the next 8 hours before the concert starts. And
we
then,
get about 4 hours in, and Crow is like seated somewhere, tapping his foot. Is like, fuck it. I am sick of wearing my mask. Honestly,
Like, get like sweaty under there.
oh yeah, it's. Have you ever seen like the medical personnel after having worked with like COVID patients all day, where it's just like
Yeah, it's just like the
everything just has like that red outline from where they have had to wear goggles and mask for like the whole day.
and I might have to wear it tonight.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to break. I guess I trust you guys enough.
Thanks.
And he pulls off his the top of his hoodie, or his hood off, and like just pulls the string and takes his mask off.
That hair.
And as
Like,
you're
starts,
saying
like-
this, the mask pops off. And even without his glasses on, you recognize this as that nerd who sits in the front row in homeroom. That's Caleb. That's Caleb Asher.
Yeah, I think Aurora's face is just very.
Sweet,
Yeah.
Calvin, you're a super dude. Awesome.
Yeah,
No way.
he pulls his glasses out of his pocket and is like, ta-da!
Well, awesome,
And it's Caleb.
Caleb.
It's... Wow. You're very different when you put on the mask. I would have never have guessed. I mean, that's like a compliment. I'm sorry, that probably came out a little bitchy. That's a compliment.
Is it though?
Thanks.
No, I mean he's fantastic. He has a great stage presence, like a real that's like a hometown hero kind of vibe you got going on. It's great.
It helps when you have the mask on.
I'm gonna make coffee. Y'all want coffee?
Yes, please.
It's like the best coffee you've had.
I would say
It's strong.
it's the best coffee for everyone but Caleb, who works at a coffee shop. And so like he has his own like very particular way of making it, or it's like, oh yeah, I brewed it for everybody, and it's like it's an electric percolator. It's nice, but he's used to pour over. Like there's like a distinct like flavor differential going on here.
Make your own coffee.
Excuse
next
me?
time.
I don't like assumed snootiness. If Caleb does not enjoy it, which I think if you claim it's top tier coffee, it's gonna be good coffee, and good coffee is good coffee.
Hispanic coffee, my dude.
Oh yeah, that's delicious.
Oh, you're fine then. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not, this ain't no American coffee.
Yeah, it's
We
like,
ain't got Folgers.
We ain't got Folgers, bitch.
Good stuff.
You do. It's
Get
just
that
not.
trash out of my house.
You'd have a Folgers container, but it's full of something
Yeah.
leafy and green and not coffee at all.
Yeah.
I do think physically, though, you all notice as his mask has been off, like Crow, like kind of slips back into the same postures that he keeps at school and like starts to talk a little bit softer, like not quite projecting as much. He's still more outspoken than you've ever seen him, but like definitely backing off on the performance a bit because he doesn't have the mask on. Not necessarily like knowingly though.
So, Luciana, when are you gonna goth me up? I'm so excited. Is that what it is? Is that goth? I'm sorry. I'm not.
Close enough.
Come on, let's do it.
Yeah.
This is so new
Play-
for me. I'm so excited.
Okay.
Play some dress up. What does Luciana pull out for Aurora?
She's gonna pull out like. Okay, so you like does Aurora wear a lot of pants or like it's more skirts or shorts or?
I think she definitely probably go like skirts or shorts more than like pants.
So she's gonna bring out for you like those like some high-waisted shorts that are ripped and like the edges are really frayed. Then she's also gonna give you these ripped tights and another pair of boots that are also steel toe, so they're heavier than what you expect. And then she's gonna give you this cut off t-shirt, like it's tank top now, but it was not originally a tank top. And it has like a faded like some like unknown band logo on it. And then gives you this army green jacket with a lot of patches on it. It's different than the one that they wear usually. And then they'll like do your hair over. So she doesn't really do your hair, but she's like you're not wearing a bun, and just takes out whatever it is that you're in your hair and just fluffs it up, and then she starts putting makeup on you, and I feel like it's really funny. You know, have you seen that picture of the two girls where one's doing makeup on the other, but the other one's on top?
Lesbian situation, yes.
I feel like that's what's happening. She's like, sit still.
Ow. Ah.
Stop blinking.
I can't help it. I'm not used to wearing this.
You're not used to somebody else who isn't a trained professional doing this for you. Like stage makeup and actual makeup, very different in terms of application.
Yeah. So it's like Luciana on top of like Aurora, just like stop
beating my face.
So it's like this really faded like grungy black eye with like a dark purple lipstick and like full brows, and then she takes you and then puts you in front of the mirror there.
Oh my god, this is like, I don't know, this is kind of exciting. I've never been able to wear anything like this ever. I mean, it's like totally different, and like I think you could tell there's like she's excited by the novelty of it all, and it's just like very much just kind of like, yes, I get to wear a disguise. I get to be someone different. I don't have to wear what I'm told to wear.
Yeah. I think Lucia, as you're doing that, Lucia pulls off like a beanie and just puts it on your head.
Perfect.
There.
We are ready. Thank you. This is, yeah, thanks.
No worries.
Meanwhile, in the other room,
Yeah.
Hey,
after
Cody.
the-
Do you think you could do more push-ups than me?
I don't know. We
wanna
can try, but what's wrong with this? I didn't want to say anything, but this doesn't taste like coffee at all. Like, Grandpa puts the pot on, at like 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah, right when he wakes up.
And this is like flavorful and stuff.
You're
He's
used
just
to a
like-
different kind of coffee. Coffee can come in many ranges.
Okay.
You
And he
should
just puts it down. Push-ups?
sure.
Okay.
So after the gals have their, as Kylan phrased,
Let's be
incredibly
honest moment.
yeah. After the two of you had your let's be honest moment, you open up the door and there is Caleb and Cody just getting sweaty, just doing a push-up contest on the floor to see who can do the most push-ups. I don't know what direction this episode's taking, but I'm here for it. Let the fan art roll.
What
Sup,
are you
nerds?
doing?
Sup, nerds. I think it goes something like, boom. Cody just like crashes like
Oh, yeah.
completely like.
Cody, it's like as you pause at full extent to take a look at Aurora, that's not anything that you were expecting Aurora to look like coming out of that room. And then your arms start feeling a little bit of jelly because now you're like planking rather than actively doing push-ups, and it's just bent like.
Yeah, he just collapses like totally loses because Aurora's new look.
Yeah. I feel like Lucia definitely gave her like some fake piercings too. Like she has like a fake lip ring.
Oh, the magnets. Yeah.
Yeah. Luciana got a little dressed up too, just because.
You already had the makeup out.
Yeah, I might as well, It's like tousled hair.
How do I look?
She looks hot, right?
Great. Good. Definitely, you don't look like Aurora.
That's the goal.
Bro hops up and is doing his best to look casual, but you can see his face is a little flushed. He's like, "You guys look good."
It's flushed from all the push-ups, clearly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's it.
All right.
Yeah, the slow roll, like I said, as we pushed up, it was like boots, tights, skirts, makeup. Head explodes. Done.
Big Luciana goes through, takes the unfinished cup of coffee that Cody. She just gave him like black coffee and just kind of downs it. Okay, now I'm not high.
And does she actually declare that?
Yeah.
Not nice.
I love how she just do a full beat and just like.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fine. Is everybody ready?
Yeah, I guess so.
Now, the hardest thing about the event tonight, and I figured out at break what the name of this venue is, which is it's named after Donovan Sedesco, the primary tech creator of
Sedesco
the city.
Stadium?
Yeah, it's Sedesco Stadium. Either that or it's like the Sedesco Bowl, but again, it's not like a massive stadium, so it's like the Sedesco Center. We'll say that it's the center. So that is where the concert is being held at. Thankfully, again, it's an open air venue. You guys don't necessarily need tickets in order to attend the event, but you will need to pay for parking, which kind of blows because, again, event parking is always a chore. So thankfully, it helps that your plan was to arrive early.
Yeah.
So you managed to all get back into the truck once again. And then does anybody need
Just
to
metal music blasting.
does anybody need to stop and grab say a costume that has been left at a gas station?
No, I don't think I was gonna grab my costume because I've got my mask.
Okay.
I do call my parents, tell them gonna do a study group tonight, something like that. So to expect me home a little bit later.
Okay.
And I think as we get to the car, I'm like, can we have like +1 passenger? Do you mind if there's a bird in your car?
Oh, your little bird friend? Yeah, no, they seem cool.
Okay, cool.
Just
Thanks.
Just make sure there's no shit in my car.
He won't.
Yeah, when we got to the gas station, not even to do that, but like maybe that's where I'll leave the Jeep. Cody
Yeah.
unbungees a cooler, dumps all the water out,
Yeah.
rebungees it in the back of
We
the
buy
truck.
a few stuff at the
And
gas
that's
at the gas station.
exactly. He goes in and just grabs like a handful of beef jerky, some Funyuns, like a dozen waters, and
Yeah.
soda and whatnot. And then
Yeah, because we're not planning on going to the concert. We're just staying at the parking lot, right? Yeah.
right, so you got to tailgate it, right?
Yeah. Get
Question
some Taco Bell on the way. It's fine.
for the voice in the sky. My magical girl wand is not fixed, correct?
It has
Still-
not been fully repaired, no.
Oh yeah. So no, Aurora's not gonna bring it. She's gonna. We're committing. We're committing to the disguise.
Yeah. I mean, at least you got some cool fighting moves,
So, with that
Crow
in mind,
puts the
here's
broom handle in the back of the truck.
I have a question for Aurora. Do you think that Aurora would only have one of her magical girl wands, or do you think that she would have backups? Because right now she's like working on getting an upgrade, but if you had like your standard model with you still, I think that like if you had like 3 at a time for those just in case scenarios, so that way you never have to
Oh.
miss a beat.
Yeah, that's probably smart.
Yeah, a little bit of redundancy goes a long way.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Just leave one charging and take the other one that's fully
Yeah.
charged already.
Got my car charger, my home charger.
It uses the like USB micro, like the PlayStation 3 controller charge cable. Like it's fucking useless anywhere else except for like 3 pieces of media.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, so then I do have one.
Yeah, I would say
do
that
have one, just
I would
in
say
case.
that like, and like if anything, going to this place, like going to this concert is a really easy way to just like have your magical girl wand out, because like everyone's just going to assume that it's merch that you got like for the event. Like you don't even have to try and hide it. You can flaunt it and they'll just be like, oh, that's from the old Rainbow Maidens. Nice vintage merch.
True fan.
True fan.
Yeah. Exo Stark, Borealis, Excess would be proud.
All right, so you all managed to go to the Sedesco Center, and
Mephistopheles in the 5th seat.
oh yeah, like he can even just like fly above and keep up with the car. Like that's I mean, he's not going like 55.
Lazy.
Yeah, he is a lazy bird. So like if you let him in, hop hop.
Yeah.
That's why I asked.
Question: can I pet your bird?
Do you want to be pet?
And Mephistopheles thinks about it, and then looks towards you, Caleb, and asks who will be doing the petting.
Points. Luciana,
If they are gentle.
if you're gentle.
You have like a favorite spot?
They have not considered this as an option.
Just a
She'll-
bird twist
yeah.
that thing.
It's
She'll
doing
do
that, like,
the-
looks at, like, the
the-
side view,
yeah.
other side view. Like,
She'll do the very gentle, like, under the neck, the beak screeches.
and, like, Mephistopheles, like, basically, like, melts in the seat. Like, they were not expecting this. It feels very nice for them, Burb.
Yeah, she's like, he's really cute. You're such a good bird, aren't you?
He's a bastard, but I love him.
Oh, yeah. Like, Caleb, you have offered to, like, give him, like, head rubs for a good job, and he's always been like, no, I will not debase myself in such a manner. But like Luciana doing it, like he's just like, yes.
Oh, he's so cute.
Yeah. Okay.
You see
She
Crow
should
just
just
like giving
let
him squid eyes, like
Yeah. Like, if you spoke bird the way that Crow does, you would know this bird is full of shit right now. Just the like, but like, because no one else does.
I get all the ladies.
He's a ladies' bird for sure.
Yeah.
So you end up getting to the Sedesco Center. No qualms or issues. Thankfully, you end up paying for parking, which, as long as you keep the receipt, it makes it pretty easy, because then you can just like, hey, Dimitri, I had to pay for parking at this event. Oh, really?
Money?
Yeah, money? Okay. Like, comes out of your funds anyways, so he just manages the books on that end. And so you get into the parking lot. It is packed. There are a bunch of people here. And you can see, and like, I would say that you probably get like, in the parking lot area that you came in, because you bought tickets, or not even bought tickets, but like you showed up later in the day, you're probably in like parking annex AA. And like, it's a parking garage that goes up and down, not necessarily like stretches out to a large field. So you are now in the midst of the tailgate parties. And there are a lot of people who are also like, it's like a swap meet kind of thing. Or like people trading enamel pins. Other people are like selling knockoff merch that they can't sell inside. And if anybody asks like, oh yeah, it's Rainbow Maidens, like there's like RNBW, MDNS, like it's a bunch of fan art, that sort of thing. None of it is official merchandise that you can find here, but some collectors prefer the non-official, like some fan work is better sometimes, you never know. So there's just a lot going on for the Rainbow Maidens here. And as the four of you are all here, obviously, you end up learning more about the Rainbow Maidens themselves. Cody.
Everything I've learned about the Rainbow Maidens has been against my will.
Yeah, exactly. Now, again, this is furthering that idea, because Cody, you knew the Rainbow Maidens back when Aurora was still on the team, and I would say that mostly like this information is coming off as new to Caleb, because Luciana, you did a lot of research on Aurora when you found out that she had a videotape of you.
you forget that Caleb has an Aurora poster in his room.
I did forget that. You are correct. So yes. Yes, so none of you
Who's
learned...
a low-key fan.
Low-key. Yeah, I would say then, like, you guys don't really learn anything new other than that they've been practicing a new number that's hopefully going to be able to wow the crowd, that sort of thing. Cody, this is exactly the kind of thing that you miss about when Aurora was on the Rainbow Maidens. Like, you loved to do, like, if you had been able to go home, you probably have a couple like vintage enamel pins that you could trade for some new ones, but like Aurora's here, you don't want to make it awkward, like trading for pins of the other group, like seems a little uncouth at the point. But thankfully, you guys are all able to participate in these tailgating events. It is around nightfall, I would say, when there's an opening performance of a young idol group that's just getting started. They seem to be like still finding their footing. Their song isn't as good. They have a few diehard fans, but really this seems more like it was almost like it was like a charity event kind of thing, like, or like a charity choice by the Rainbow Maidens to have this younger idol group there. And I would say watching this performance of this idol group, I would like for Crow or Caleb and Luciana to roll to pierce the mask.
I think I have. Where are my thingies?
12.
That's very good. You have a keen eye.
Is
am
it
very
for a
mundane.
villain or is it for?
It is for
Is it
one of
for-
the performers.
Okay, that's 2d6, right?
Yeah.
I keep forgetting how to play this game with those just 2d6 all the time. It's 2d6 plus what? Is it plus something? Plus.
Maybe Monday. Let me double check.
Oh yeah, Monday. Sorry, I just couldn't
Yeah,
read
plus
it.
Monday.
It was really small, and I didn't zoom it in. I'm blind, even with my glasses. That is a 10.
Okay, so with a 10 and a 12 respectively, you guys recognize one of the idols that is performing, but only a very fresh memory of who they are. You actually met them last Friday at a certain warehouse training their powers.
Who was she? The levitating girl?
Yes.
I think Luciana looks to Caleb.
Caleb like looks over, sees you looking at me, looks back, like squints.
It's like at the same
like,
time.
Did we see her?
Yeah,
Is that
yeah, that's her.
that? We saw that girl in the meeting we went
Warehouse.
to, the training.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
she can
like
levitate.
using like one of like she's using like they're using their powers as part of the performance. Like it's a very weird thing, especially like with the Green Sun having happened so recently. Like only the idol world has really like taken hold of like, oh, people with powers because they're profitable. Yay. But like she seems her power is a lot stronger than you remember seeing it even a week ago. Like before she was having difficulty like moving small things. Now she's like lifting speakers up on both sides. Like her like the development of her powers is far quicker than you would have expected.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Is it just me, or is she way better
Yeah.
than she was?
Yeah, she couldn't even lift up small things last we saw her a week ago.
So that trainer is really good then, huh?
Yeah.
It's all fine if they're just training people, but it's not fine if they have an agenda.
I don't. Knowing the guy, listen, they're not just. I can't just be training people. Listen, that Lorraine person gave me weird vibes, and I know the other guy. It's not good.
sorry. Who's the other guy?
I remember I mentioned some white dude with dreads.
Oh, yeah.
that one. She I think she's like, you could tell that she's not saying everything. Like they're just like, yeah, the white dude with dreads. They're like that.
So how do you know a bad guy if he's not a good guy? Because Cody's blunt and dumb.
Yeah.
So
Just
It's
like,
hard to tell.
yeah. Just like, I just knew him from like before I moved here. It's fine.
Okay.
I want to roll to pierce the mask.
Do
I want to
it.
do it.
Do it.
I want to do it. Ooh, that's a 10.
Ooh.
Boom.
Bwomp, womp, womp, womp. So you're piercing Luciana's mask?
Yeah, I wanna get all up in that mask. What is in there? Let's see.
Okay, so piercing the mask. Let's see what you get on that. With a 10, you get to ask 3. What do you intend to do? How could I get your character to blank? How could I gain influence over you? What are you really planning? And what do you want me to do?
How could I get Luciana to be more forthcoming about this guy, if maybe not in this moment, in the future?
I think honestly, like, it's gonna be difficult to do it in a group setting, even though she's been open with Caleb. So if Aurora at any point would like take her aside and like be actually honest and be like, "Hey, I kind of like care about you. Like you're like in the hero team. If you're like very genuine with her, they'll like talk about it."
Okay. What do you want me to do?
I think based off the information that you would get there, it's like she would really just need help at first. I think just hiding from this guy. And depending on when you get that information, like, because you could ask her now if you take her aside or when you do it. Eventually, like, beat this guy, but mostly just hiding, like help her hide from him.
How can I gain influence over you?
Just for fun. Just curious.
Be her friend.
Damn it! That's so hard.
I know.
Okay, that's it. We're gonna pocket those tidbits
Okay.
later.
So the tidbits have been pocketed, and it is around that time that this lesser-known idol group ends up, like, their set comes to a close, so it goes to a brief intermission, and a lot of the people that were at the tailgate parties have kind of, like, called it, like, they're good, they're gonna go and watch the main event now. And thankfully, at the Sedesco Center, there are large TVs that are set up, so even if you can't get in to see them live, I mean, you paid for parking, you're basically going to be hearing it muffled as is. You might as well be able to, like, put visuals to the really muffled audio that you're going to be watching anyways. And I would say intermission lasts maybe about 15, 20 minutes while they clear off the set, kind of, like, make sure that everything's good. And then the next set is going to start. The main event, the Rainbow Maidens are here, and they are here to, well, you know, fight off the powers of darkness and all of that. So when they get on stage, you see that it is the 4 Rainbow Maidens. There is Primrose. Was it Cosmia or Cosima? Because I thought it might have been Cosmia, but I have Cosima written down.
Yeah, I think that's how it's spelled.
Okay. Cosima and Soleil and Opal.
A Soleil is that one.
Soleil. Okay.
Yeah.
Like Cirque du Soleil.
Soleil. Got it. So Opal, Soleil, Cosima, and Primrose are beginning their set. And they, as much as you hate to admit it, Aurora, god damn it, do they have stage presence. Like, they're good at what they do. Opal's doing really well at following in your footsteps. You guess. Yeah. Her costume's not as cool.
Aurora can't help but, like, hum along and maybe, like, tap her foot.
Yeah, like,
'cause she still knows all the words.
You do know all the words, you know all the footsteps, and, like, you're over there, like, I want to say, like, giving a little bit of, like, you're chiding a little bit, just like, oh, you're supposed to heel turn now, not at that point. Like, you know, like, where they're messing up in a way that no one else will. It's like, you know all the back end stuff. So, like, oh, the light should have come on, like, a fraction of a second earlier. That's going to look bad in, like, the online reviews that they're going to get, like, that sort of thing.
Yeah, she'll try not to bitch to Cody, but she'll turn around to the other two and be like.
And Cody is like catches himself kind of bopping and then freezes like every time Aurora moves or looks to the side.
Cody, I feel like Aurora's having this moment and then looks over and like you have like the glow sticks, and then like you like Aurora looks and you just have to like hide them behind your back real quick. Like
That's perfect.
like
Perfect.
you happened upon Rainbow Maidens merch.
Mm.
It could not be helped in this situation. Like, even, like, you all stayed as a group, did not leave or traverse apart, really. You just happened to, like, yeah, I bought some from a guy who was walking past. Like, I offered him a hot dog, he gave me some glow sticks. Tailgate parties are great and weird.
Perfect. Yeah, exactly. A Zima goes this way and glow sticks come that way.
Exactly. Yeah. So, Aurora, as you and I would say Cody as well, as the two of you are watching, because you have seen far more of these performances than necessary, and Aurora, you have been a part of almost every one of these performances up until you left the group. You are noticing that Cosima doesn't look well. Like it's not that she's like under the weather, but you can see like she's sweating a little bit harder and her footsteps are starting to falter a little bit. And as they're all like showcasing off their powers of plant manipulation, and Soleil is like shooting fiery blasts into the sky, and like the first fiery blast, you guys are like, fucking wizard, like, is it gonna happen? Like, listen for lightning, nothing. And then Opal is also like doing her best to showcase her prismatic crystal barriers. But you notice specifically that Cosima, when she creates these gravity wells with her black hole manipulation abilities, they are a little bit bigger than you remember them, and they don't seem like they are as stable as they should be. And as the performance continues, you see that Cosima, while holding onto one of these gravity wells, and she has it pretty, like, it's large and it's above the crowd, and people are like bouncing beach balls and stuff, and it's all like floating upwards into the black hole. Oh, it's so fun and cool, huh? That she like just gets like a ghostly white face. Like, all the blood seems to drain from her face while she's still sweating, and she slips. But the gravity well does not dissipate, and it begins to expand. And the other idols begin to try and like get to her to try and like shake her, wake her up, like, hey, what's the deal? And like the music is like still kind of going, and then when she falls, like, it like, okay, we're just gonna go through the chorus again, haha, like, that's fine. If things are not fine, as again, this black hole is getting bigger, and you see people that are starting to like get lifted up out of their seats, which normally would be fun, but the person controlling said black hole is not having a good time. And the cheers and yells that were there previously begin to get replaced with screams as this concert begins to go horribly, horribly wrong. What are the four of you doing?
We gotta move.
Yeah, Aftershock's just putting on like the helmet and the jacket. Like, she already had like the pants. They already had like the pants and the boots. It's like helmet and jacket's like, we're leaving right now.
Yeah. Cody looks at his hand and it starts to shimmer, and he starts making the fist, like looking for a place where he can transform.
Thankfully, no one is really looking in your all general direction. They seem to either be focused on the screen or at the group of people who are now exiting the Sedesco Center into the parking lots as they are trying to get out of a situation that seems like it is currently heading for a bad time.
As Crow pulls up his hood and or reattaches his mask and pulls up his hood. He asks, "What are we trying to do?"
Stop this black hole from eating people?
Ow!
That's a great question.
We'll get to
Okay.
that part when we get there.
I'm more of a punch the bad guy.
You can't punch a black hole, sweetheart.
And Cody, part of
Yeah.
you wants to say, like, you can watch me try.
Exactly.
And then you remember
Exactly.
science class where your instructor was telling you about black holes and how they just, and the phrase spaghettification as the actual legitimate scientific phrase enters into your brain again. You're like, I don't want to be spaghetti.
Eddie.
I don't want to be that type of ready spaghetti.
No.
Eddie, no.
As they're kind of making their way, Aftershock will kind of says like, I can try and cover it with earth for as long as I can, but you're gonna have to help try to like get this girl back up.
Yeah. That do what you can to hold it off. I'll see what I can do.
Levi, thank you for the bits. The bits for spaghetti.
Spaghetti. Yeah, Crow tells Mephistopheles to round up any birds that he can. And we're gonna see if we can, as he runs in, we're gonna see if we can like maybe grab any people carefully by like having birds flying close to the ground, flying up a bunch, like grabbing onto people and then trying to like bring them back down.
Okay, so as you all rush in, the security guards that would normally be there to like pat you down with a wooden baton and then like look inside your bag to see if there was any contraband that you were bringing in, they're all minimum wage workers. They're not fucking here anymore. They all scattered like cockroaches in the light. They are just like not wanting to deal with this. Remind me for Nights in the Courtyard, because I actually have a story about being one of those workers, not in a high tense situation, but I had a job that was one of those for a while. So everyone is leaving. People are rushing out. But Caleb, thankfully, since last week, you have taught your crows at least how to try and wrap around somebody with a rope. Similar to the Empire Strikes Back. And when you all are able to get into like the stadium seating for this open air venue and people are getting lifted up off the ground and are getting very close to like the event horizon of this black hole to the point of, well, they're spaghetti now. That sucks.
Yeah.
You watch as these crows that had actually been all around, like in the upper like nosebleed seats in the rafters begin to fly down, and you see, because again, crows are very smart and know how to use tools, they begin to unravel some of like these long streamers that were set up. And they start taking the ropes, and as they fly down, they are just like netting people as they are floating up to try and bring them back down. Thankfully, they have the momentum that they can kind of like swoop up and then down and not have to worry about getting also absorbed and turned into a crow-style spaghetti. Super thankful.
Trying to kind of like build, like pull up Earth and put it like just between the people and the black hole. Like she knows, like at some point the Earth was gonna like end up going in, but like a thick wall of Earth so that they have at least some time and like they knock against the Earth first before they go into being spaghetti.
Okay.
Because I feel like Luciana had the same science class. Like, oh god, these people are gonna get spaghettified.
Well, let's actually see this. What are your guys' classes that you share with each other? Nobody has science together. That's weird. I don't know why we didn't. Wait. Aftershock and Aurora. Yeah, you guys are lab partners.
Yeah. All you hear from Luciana as Aftershock as you're running, it's like, we can't let these people get spaghettified.
Okay.
So, do you want me to
roll to unleash your powers? Because you are unleashing your powers of moving the Earth in a very crowded stadium.
Yeah. Shit. What is so many clicks? Unleash powers for freak. I think I have high freak. No, I have +1, but I rolled a 5 and a 4 again, +1, so that's 10.
Hey.
Okay, so with a 10, you are able to create like this dome, and it's not that it is preventing people from continuing their upward momentum, but you are creating a barrier, and you can see that flecks and chunks of the earth of this earthen barrier that you have created are also beginning to lift off, and then go skyward towards this large, like, it's a black hole. Like, it looks like a gravity well that is just in the middle of the sky. It's weird. Light is being distorted. And as you were at a concert, there were many stage lights that were there. And even though those are still firing off, all of the lights in the venue have turned on, as that is emergency protocol. So there are like these weird blues and reds and like all of the colors of the Rainbow Maidens still firing off because the lighting guy didn't turn it off before he got the fuck out there. But you see, like, as that light is getting close to the gravity well, like, it is also warping and distorting because that is what a black hole does. So you're just watching like this crazy display of light with this centrified gravity well. And again, people, like, you are stopping people from getting turned into this, but like, there is a fucking commotion that is happening.
I think Aftershock's just trying to focus on stopping people, and since you said this is growing, like, they're trying to make sure, like, as it grows, the wall grows as well. So they're like very concentrated on this.
Okay, and I feel like as you are doing this, Caleb, as you have these crows swooping down as Crow, and I'm going to switch over the layout because you guys are doing hero shenanigans now, and like you are getting people down. The other idol group that was there, for the most part, is like trying to figure out what they can do. A lot of their powers are very much form over function. Like, there's like ice powers and fire powers. Like, they have like the base elemental suite. And then there is also the girl who is like able to move things with her mind. And right now she is like trying to pull people back down from this event horizon, but you can tell that like she's giving
Gravity
it
versus gravity.
Yeah, and one of these gravity powers is a little unchecked right now. So like they are more just like keeping people stable in the air. Like, it is not moving up, but they are not moving down either. There are people that are yelling like, "Help me! Oh my god!" Like it is pure commotion right now.
Cody is also doing, or Caleb is also doing the like emergency situation technique of like, you grab this rope and pull that person down, you like help this person, and like enlisting people who are panicking and giving them specific jobs to do to try to like help spread the work out.
All right, and while you are doing that, Cody.
Cody is like not thinking, just doing, but he's using the gravity, you know, not purposefully, it's just happening, but he's like running up the inside of the bowl.
Oh,
and like grabbing people, like 2 or 3 people at a time, and then running them back down, and like, you know, be on your way, citizen, you know, sort of thing. Like,
maybe with like a rope so he can help like tie it around other people as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure. Like I said, he's just but he doesn't even think about it. He just started running towards the wall, and they just kind of boom. And as the gravity pulled him to the bottom of the wall, he just kind of ran around it, like he said, grabbing people and stuff, kind of that golden flash sort of thing.
Oh yeah, no, and you are like, and you. Just so that way we're clear, you have turned full, like, golden armor, everything. Okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure that it wasn't, like, high school Cody, like, I'm basically Sonic the Hedgehog. Like, so cool. You are fine on that one. Yeah, I mean, your base abilities are gravity, what gravity? Or physics, what physics? This is physics looking directly at you, and you are laughing in the face of it. Deuces. And so, yeah, you are busy helping people as well. Aurora, while you are watching Crow command this army of birds. Aftershock using her insane control over over Terra as a whole to create a shield and barrier for people. And you watch as Cody is now also like leaping directly towards this black hole, but is still able to save people just due to his speed as well. You have your light stick, and there's a crowd of people who are yelling in need of help. You see that the Rainbow Maidens, Primrose, is still on stage with Cosima, and she's like slapping her in the side of the face, like, you need to get up, like, wake up, what are you doing right now? And like Cosima just seems to be like barely responding. And Opal is also on stage, but just looks like deer in the headlights, pure terror. She's the newest member of the group, and she is just like, she has like a small little shield that is around the three of them. What would you like to do?
Yeah, so I think Aurora, who at this point still is just in her normal person disguise, has not transformed at all, is going to be running up towards the stage, kind of, you know, like leaping over chairs and seats, going as fast as she can, dodging debris. It is going to like run up to the stage and like stop in front of them. And she's going to be like, Cosima, what the hell are you doing? Snap out of this. We are supposed to protect people, and you are here putting them in danger. You think you're so cool now with your powers? Well, get a fucking grip on them. And I would like to provoke her.
Okay. Yeah, roll to provoke.
Let's
Also,
go.
hail raiders. Hello, thank you GGK for the raid.
Yes. All
Very
right.
intense moment you came in on.
Yes, there's a black hole that is out of control, and the only character without powers is trying to yell at the person who is losing their control.
Let's go, baby. We got an 11.
Okay, so an 11. Let me see. So to provoke, because the rules are laid out in a super alphabetical fashion. So an 11, they rise to the bait and do what you want. And I feel like, so they are, when you get to them, you can see that like, it's like their eyes are like clouded over. Not necessarily like clouded, like milky, like, oh, they can't see anymore. But it's like they have just this like 1,000-yard stare into nothing. And you can see that their eyes are like kind of shaking a little bit. And as you say this, Primrose like hears you yelling and just, what? Aurora? And like takes full acknowledgement of you. And at that, Opal like drops the shield a little bit because she is startled. Because what she had thought was just a rando fan yelling up turns out to be, you know, the person whose job that she replaced. So like her shield falters a little bit and then pops it back. And Opal or Cosima is like, she just seems non-responsive. But because you rolled so high on the provoke, even though you won't be able to necessarily get Cosima because she just doesn't seem all there, Primrose is going to just talk to her, and she's talk to you, and she says, look, this isn't part of the performance, okay? I don't know what's happening. She just started acting like this. Aurora, you really need to leave. You should leave this to people with powers.
Yeah, good fucking job you guys are doing right now, by the way. I think I got this fucking handled.
And at that, Opal will say kind of quietly to herself at first, just stop yelling. It's not helping. And then you continue to like yell at Primrose. Primrose is like arguing back. And eventually Opal just says, just yells, "Stop yelling." But when she does, she expands the shield outward and is going to try and create this barrier around the gravity well. And it gets about half of the way down, like the upper, like the bottom, I'd say bottom half is currently like in the process of getting this like crystalline prismatic shield that has been summoned for it. But the top part is still open and still like pulling things down from the stadium towards it, even though it is open air. There are still rafters and things like that we've established. And Primrose, like red in the cheeks because you have been yelling at her. She does not want you here right now. But Opal also is talking some sense of now is not the time to be bickering. Primrose asks you, can you help me move her? She would ask Soleil, but when all of this started, Soleil like jumped into the crowd and has been like trying to help people as best she can.
Yeah, I think without another word, like Aurora's gonna like go over and like help support like Cosima's other side.
Yeah. Now that you are directly at Cosima and can actually like see everything that's going on, I'd say roll for Pierce the Mask.
Oh. Let's see. That is a 7.
All right. So with a 7 to pierce the mask, let me see.
I think you get to ask one question.
Oh God.
Yep, you get to ask one. What do you intend to do? How do I get your character to blank? How can I gain influence over you? What are you really planning? What do you want me to do? I would also, even though those are the standard 5, I guess this is more of an assess the situation rather than pierce the mask.
She may be on drugs.
Assess the situation with the 7. Let me just check real quick. Why is it? I'm just so mad that it's not the first fucking one.
It would be superior versus mundane. Superior to assess, if that changes what you rolled.
That would make it instead, if that's what we go with, a 10 because I have
because you're the star, yeah.
To superior to mundane, but +2 to superior.
You try how we best end this quickly.
What here could I use to blank? What here is the biggest threat? What here is in the greatest danger? Stares at the black hole in the sky. Yeah. Who here is most vulnerable to me? How could we best end this quickly?
How can we best end this quickly?
So it looks like Cosima is. It's like she's in shock, but not like an anaphylactic shock, like her throat's not closing kind of thing. But it's like she has been very much like what Satan had mentioned. It looks like she may have been on something, and that thing that she is on is not agreeing with her.
Oh my God, she's having a bad trip.
Yeah. I feel like I'm not. I know this is like but like I feel like Luciana would know. Like she would kind of like put together in her head eventually. Like this girl was on something.
Luciana, I feel like with your Tia being a medical professional, you've heard of what dope sick people look like. She's not on heroin,
No.
which is a good thing. But she looks like she is not. She looks like she's in a bad way.
Yeah. I think with that, Luciana, I feel like she kind of was near the stage trying to keep this up. And Aftershock's gonna yell, she's on something. It's not agreeing with her.
How do you get someone off something?
Quick flashback. Chugs coffee. I am no longer high. Like
Coffee!
Oh shit! just goes to the concession stand.
After she yells coffee, she looks at Opal. She's like, "Like, girl, can you keep this up?"
And
Not in like a mad way,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like we're panicking.
there are,
type of
yeah,
way.
this is a panic situation. Everyone's yelling. You gotta yell and direct it in a way that somebody's gonna fucking
Yeah.
hear you over other
Yeah.
yelling voices. It's like a Jackbox game almost.
Mhm.
So you are yelling at her, and Opal, you can see, is like, she has like a vein that's out on her forehead right now. Like, she is struggling so hard to
Yeah.
just keep up this half shield. Like, she's not the strongest hero
No.
by any means. The fact that she is like exhibiting this level of power, crisis mode struck, and this is a mom
Can
lifting a
I-
car to get to her baby.
Can I use provoke someone, but in a positive way?
How do you want to provoke them? What is
I
the end goal here?
I want her to stay with me to like keep up. Like I know she can do this.
Okay.
Kind of like
I would say that that's not necessarily provoking somebody as much
Comfort
as it
or
is.
support?
Yep, is the comfort,
Yeah,
or
comfort.
support someone.
okay. I didn't. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I'm assuming they got like the scared condition.
Yeah, they're pretty fucking terrified right now.
Yeah. Luciana is kind of trying. Well, Aftershock's kind of trying to cover the other half of the black hole now. Are the people still getting sucked up, or are they already?
Most of them have begun to kind of like level down. Thankfully, Cody's been like running at flash speeds.
Yeah.
Thank God he's on track, because he never skips leg day. He's able to wrap
Yeah.
all these people up. The crows are also like doing their best. Caleb as Crow is like doing his best to direct people in an orderly fashion out of the arena, out of the Sedesco Center, that sort of thing. And the Gravity Girl as well is like doing her best to like,
Yeah.
now that like more of a barrier is there, she's able
Yeah.
to move people
Yeah.
back down onto the earth.
So I think this is gonna go out to Opal and like a little bit towards Greybeard Girl as well. But I know Opal is like, working overtime. So Aftershock will keep the barrier because people are still up, so they don't get sucked in.
Yeah.
She rather like equipment get sucked in over the top. So they're gonna look to Opal and say, "It's like, keep it up, you got this." And I don't know, more comforting words. She's like, "Stay with me." I
Okay.
don't know.
Yeah. Roll to comfort.
Math number. I don't know how to do math suddenly.
What are the
Give me
numbers
a
you
second.
rolled, and what is the number you're
Uh,
adding?
I rolled a 5 and a 3. That's 8.
Yep.
But I have +1, so that's 9. I don't know if that does anything for me.
Okay, so on a hit, they hear you, they mark potential, clear a condition, or shift labels. On a 10+, you can also add a team pool or clear a condition yourself. So I would say this is a hit, as that is generally like the 7 to 9 is usually considered a hit. So Opal hears you. Like, she's in show business. She's used to berating words being the only thing that people are shouting as encouragement towards her. And so she is, like, as she's doing this, she just starts with, like, this low yell of just, like, this, like, she is just, like, giving everything that she has in this moment. And as your, like, your earthen barrier takes the top, you can see that crystalline barrier continues to grow and then ends up meeting yours, and then begins to create like a double layer over itself as the inside chunks of it actually begin to get sucked in. Like, she is having to recreate and grow this barrier with every chance that she has, because that gravity well is not giving her much room.
No, yeah. I think Aftershock's trying to work as well. Like they're not putting down their like earth barrier. They're like keep adding more earth to it as much as they can. So they're also like I feel like if they didn't have the mask, you could also see like a vein on their forehead.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, and she'll kind of like also call out to Gravity Girl, because she doesn't know her name.
Yeah.
Um, and just ask, how much longer can you keep this up?
And she looks over and like there is a moment of recognition. She recognizes your costume from when you showed up to training. And she says that she will try and keep it up as long as she can.
Okay. And Aftershock will say, please call out when you are feeling like you can't. We need to figure it out.
And she'll just nod, and then like again,
Yeah.
she is also moving people. And in the background, Opal is just screaming till her lungs
Yeah.
are bloody. Like she is just giving this everything that she possibly can. Meanwhile, in the Crow, what are you up to? We haven't touched on you for a little bit.
Unless the situation has changed in particular, or there's like any less people in the ground or around, then Crow's just gonna keep doing the same thing. He's just focused on like getting as many people to safety as possible.
Okay.
I think with the conversation with Luciana and like flashing back to like coffee made me sober, I think she'll be like Aurora will be like, Crow, can one of your birds go get some coffee?
We'll try.
It's important. I promise.
Yeah, and he'll whistle at Mephistopheles.
Well, thankfully, you guys are at an event center. So like specifically for like sporting arenas and stuff like that, they always have the way overpriced like food and beverage stands. Mephistopheles took note of where all the food bittens would be, just in case something happened and people weren't paying attention to where their food would be. He's super pumped about all this, like screaming and on horrific actions aside, he's pumped for free hot dogs. So he flies back and he is going to be looking for some sort of coffee stimulant 5-hour energy thing to give to Aurora. Cody, we also haven't touched on you in a little bit. So you are going up, running like Legolas on a crumbling staircase as you just defy gravity, quite literally in this instance. What else? Is there anything else that Cody is doing?
I mean, once the people are out of, away from the real danger, if they can be. If not, then he's just going to keep at it until everyone is clear. Yeah. So I guess that's it. Is there still people in this area being in danger?
They aren't necessarily in danger by being like lifted up, but at the same time, Gravity Girl is holding people there. So she's basically like giving you the alley-oop, like making it real easy for you to snag the layup. Like, okay, snap. Like you can grab these people a lot easier with her holding them there.
Awesome. Yeah, that's that. He'll just keep at that then.
Okay, sounds good. Meanwhile, Aurora, you with Primrose are carrying Cosima. You also know that there would be coffee in the green room behind the stage where like the actor performer prep area is, and you are just busy like trying to get your old coworkers, your old friends to safety. And I feel like you managed to get a decent bit away, like behind the stage, away from this like what looks like a not stable gravity well by any means, but like an encapsulated one. And that is when a bird black as night that you know has been named Mephistopheles, or at least has named themselves as such, comes in with what looks like it's like a 6-pack, one of the like plastic ring things, but it's all of the like Starbucks like instant espresso kind of things. He wasn't able to carry like a loose liquid, but I mean, like grabs onto the plastic container and then just flies that towards you. So you can see that Cosima is still like in a really rough way. But quickly and with expert skills, you manage to just like rip open the pull tab on this. Oh yeah, no, like this is a cold one for the boys at home. And you just like grab the side of her mouth, like pour some coffee in, massage the throat a little bit so that way she drinks it and isn't like going into the wrong pipe. Like, I'm gonna drown her for what she's done. But you manage to begin the stabilization process, and you don't have any like ropes or things to tie off, but Primrose, using their ability to control plants, actually has vines come up from like under, like through the concrete of the soundstage and just like wrap themselves around so that way she can't shake or convulse or anything like that. You're able to keep like a good set with this. I would say... I feel like this is a role of some sort. Let's say to soothe or comfort. As you try and just like, all right, wakey time.
Oh boy. Oh boy. That's
Can I give one forward from the team pool to you?
I mean, it's still a 4.
Oh no.
Okay.
But, you know, I get that fail point experience. Yay. Potential.
Yay. So yeah, as you are like pouring coffee into her throat, and like into her mouth, like trying to get her to drink coffee, it's not working. She's not waking up. Maybe this isn't exactly what she needed in this situation. But as she is experiencing this, as she's having this bad time, Aurora, you also know that they keep medical supplies here in the green room in case anything ends up happening on stage. You're a little frightened. Because you have a defibrillator, and that seems like too much electricity. Like maybe that like going bazap would not be the best if you had a little bit of electricity. Like if you had that taser ready. If only you had that taser. But your other option is looking around the room. You can have... I would say that there is probably like not an adrenaline pen necessarily, but it is very much a like, in case of allergic reactions, go slam. There's probably something like that. Or there are things like smelling salts. Or there's like a charcoal drink that you could give them that has the like purifying powers, because a lot of charcoal based things can really neutralize a lot of stuff that's like in your stomach, in your system. Oh, Tankstein, thank you so much for the raid. So I will leave that to your deferral, whether or not you want to use a defibrillator, do a quick stab of the not sick stabbies, or try and get her to, again, drink a beverage, but one that will hopefully, and with a quickness, purge whatever it is in her system. I would say there's probably, like, with that same thing of, like, needing, like, a quick purge in the system, there might be some Ipecac.
And that would be...
Ipecac is a medicinal liquid which induces vomiting, like super quick. If you've seen the Family Guy bit where they all drink a lot of Ipecac and then it's just like a vomit joke for like 2 minutes as everyone is just throwing up, yes, that is what Ipecac does.
That sounds like a good idea.
Okay, yeah, so again, like, you were never in this green room specifically, but thankfully you kind of have a wherewithal of where you're at, and you manage to find the medical container. You end up pulling out the, like, in case you have swallowed something that is, like, given to you by a fan, heavy air quotes, like, get this out of your system this way. And so you manage to, like, grab the small vial. You put just a little bit into Cosima's mouth, and then again you kind of like massage that in, and then you can see that, like, her eyes look like they are no longer, like, actively moving on their own as she just begins to retch. And, like, it is a quick, like, you have to, like, grab her head, tilt it to the side, like, no, don't throw up with your head up. Don't drown in your own vomit right now, please. Like, that would just be the worst. You are able to tilt her head to the side and she just begins retching. But you can tell that, like, as she does, the sheer act of her body rejecting whatever is in it is beginning to help a little bit of color come back into her cheeks. Her body isn't necessarily, like, moving on its own convulsions from this bodily motion, but she's instead, like, it is what she's she's actively doing it. It's not like a thoughtless thing. And Primrose just, like, after, like, having helped stabilize and get this, just sort of, like, sits back on the green room couch, hand on her forehead, just, what the fuck? And then out on the center stage, Opal has yelled for so long that she can't yell anymore. Luciana, you being so close to her, she has popped blood vessels in her eye doing this. Like, she is, like, going all out. As chat said earlier, this is Opal's, like, this is her protagonist moment. This is where she comes into her own powers.
I feel like Luciana is also just at this point just, like, not a scream, but there's, like, a grunt in her.
Oh yeah, no, like, there is, like, that punk metal growl that you've been doing.
Yeah,
and
she practices in the shower.
But then, like, you start seeing this gravity well that has been, like, expanding, seems to find a center, and then the swirls around it begin to lessen, and it begins to shrink, and, like, you and Opal both are just, like, moving your powers on it, like, trying to, like, create, like, a thick layer. It doesn't matter if it's getting small. You don't want it, like, accidentally, like, it was just an implosion, get fucked.
Yeah.
Like, no, like, you want to make sure that, like, it stays small.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes maybe a couple of minutes, but you're sweating, you are breathing heavy, and you manage, with Opal's help and with Gravity Girl's help, to shrink this down until there is, like, this weird half dome of earth over, like, an underside eggy shell of, like, this crystalline. And then when the crystalline disappears because it's mostly manufactured, this earth shell just like lands on the ground with this thunderous crack.
There's, like, gouges of earth just missing off this.
Oh yeah. And I would say at that point, Gravity Girl is going to come up to you, Luciana, as Aftershock, and she is just going to... She begins to apologize. And she starts saying, I didn't know, I like, she was really... And she will, like, in this kind of broken manner, she explains that she was feeling really nervous about being on the performance tonight. So she told Guardian, and Guardian said that she had a way to help her out, that the company that she worked for was working on these new things, like these new pills that could like help you calm down, and so I took one a couple days ago to like get the feel for it, you know, like I didn't want to just take something random and have all of that happen, and so, well, when I did, I found out I could move bigger things. I could like it was like a boost to my powers, right? Like I could just start doing stuff. And so then before the show, I was talking with Rainbow Maidens, and they were so nice. And Cosima, like we hit it off, and she was saying that she was also kind of nervous about what was going on tonight. And so I said, oh, like I have, like, don't worry. And so I thought that, you know, like if I just like gave her a drink and I like put one of those in there to like help calm her down, then maybe it would help calm her down as well.
What's your name?
And she says that
your stage name. She'll they'll say like not your stage name.
Yeah. She says that her name is Sarah.
Sarah, I need you to give me the rest of what you have. I need to keep those away from people. I need you. Don't take anything else, please.
No, I'm not going to. I swear, I'm not.
Don't.
I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna. I won't tell Miss Lorraine. I won't tell Miss Lorraine what I did. I won't tell Guardian. I won't tell Guardian what I did.
You're fine.
And
can you trust me for a moment?
I thought you were mute. Yes.
Don't trust them.
And she is so nervous at this, and you see Opal, like, arms that were still up. Yeah. She just takes this deep breath, and her arms fall to her sides. She falls to her knees and then just like collapses on the stage.
She'll take Sarah and be like, help me with Opal. She'll say like light girl.
Yeah. And so then the two of them also come backstage, and Aurora, you are there with Cosima, who's still in the process of retching, because Ipecac doesn't stop when your stomach's empty. Ipecac stops after like 30-45 minutes. It's literally like if you swallow actual poison, that is what you do. So as you get in the back and you lay Opal down, like you think like, oh, fuck, like what could possibly go wrong? You see that her chest is still rising and falling. She just seems like she's just like...
She'll get her some water.
Her stamina is at 0 today. And as you're...
we'll get her some water.
Yeah.
Some stuff.
As you're getting her some drink, and Primrose is going to just be there with Aurora, be there with Cosima to make sure things are stabilized. Gravity Girl, Sarah, is going to she's gonna leave for a little bit, and she says that she's gonna go check to see if everything is going on all right, outside. But when she comes back, she says to you, Luciana, just thank you so much for helping out. I don't know how I could ever repay you. And when she does, she takes your hand and then clasps something into the top of it.
The drug pass hand.
The drug pass handshake. And she gives it a couple of shakes and just gives you this look and says, and like this look that says like, please don't tell anybody.
She has they have their mask on, so they can't say anything, but like they like give a look, but like she'll kind of lean in and like say, it's okay now. You're fine.
And
if you ever need anything, contact your old teammate Aurora.
We weren't on the same team, but okay. She's a member of a different idol group. Gravity Girl is. So
is she?
yeah, she was a different idol group entirely. She was the one that went on first.
Oh shit.
But as she says this and she hands off these power poppers to you, and says, please don't tell anybody about this. I think that's where we're going to call it for tonight's session. So I'd like to say, first and foremost, thank you to everybody who decided to stop by and join us for this wonderful game of Masks: The Green Sun. What could possibly be happening here? Who knows? You got to tune in next week to find out more. And of course, these same people are going to be here. But I always love whenever anybody in this game is on this channel. Where can we find you, KyleWithAnN? What do you do?
Hi everyone, KyleWithAnN in here with a quick PSA. Just say no to drugs, kids. Also, you can find me on Twitter and Twitch at that handle, KyleWithAnN. Tuesday nights, I stream over on my Twitch channel. I like to play video games. Right now I'm playing through some Fire Emblem 3 Houses, so join me for that. Occasional Wednesdays, you can find me on Playbooks and Pals, also playing Masks, where I play at the Nova. What else? I'm in a few podcasts if you want to check those out. Let's talk about it with Channel Reg Cyberwolf 1201, where we get drunk and talk about the games we play in and other things. Available on Anchor.fm and YouTube. Also got Cape Lorelei, which is an Urban Shadow actual play podcast done by Off the Table. You can also catch me in a few crossover episodes on the sister show, Eastito Beach. That's available on Spotify and iTunes. Also, let me just go ahead and plug the Jabroni TV website, which is jabroni.tv, and the Jabroni TV YouTube channel, where me and my friends stream video games on our Twitch pages. You can check out the website for the schedule, and you can check out the YouTube for like gameplay content we've recorded and like tabletop one shots, and we got like some new shit coming out soon that's like really good, so ring that motherfucking bell. That's it for me.
Excellent. GB, where can we find you? What do you do?
I don't know if I can compete with the hand game that she's got going on there, but Greybeard's Tavern. You can find most everything I do on my Twitch or on my Twitter account, Greybeard Tavern. It's got my schedule posted there, but mostly I do Thursday masks here. Then on Sunday morning I do my own channel and Greybeard Tavern on Twitch. We play with lots of toys, and right now we're doing Grifflands. Then Tuesdays I'm over on Lantern Noir's channel. We do a talk show with, between the two of us, we've got over 80 years of gaming experience, so we talk about whatever the subject happens to be. Last week was gaming with 2 DMs, and we had a good time with that. You can find that on all the Spotify's and Anchor and all that good podcast place. And within the next 2 weeks, we're going to be doing Monster Noir back here on Indoor Adventures. That's our game that we wrote ourselves and have been playing for a one shot that has lasted over a year or so.
It's going on 2 years at this point.
Going on 2 years.
Yeah, we're on session
now.
we're on session 23, 24, which is already the 2 year mark, but we've skipped a couple months too. It's wild.
So yeah, that's me for GB.
And Satan.
Hi everyone, my name is Satan, or Elisa Vamp on the interwebs. You can find me on a variety of shows because I love gaming with my friends, other than on the Indoor Adventure channel, which you can find me here on Thursdays playing Mass. This is a very intense episode, but it's so good. You can find me once a month playing Monster Noir, and you can find on Wednesdays, and you can find me Sunday nights playing Corey, my Goliath fighter, and Rhyme the Frost Maiden. Besides here, you can find the Mondays over at Weave the Tale, where we're playing Great American Witch. It's really, really cool. I play a 70s witch that works in a biker bar. That's really cool. And on What else do I do? On Saturdays, you can find me over at Belgian's channel playing Dragon Age, and right after that on Plot Hunters playing D&D. And Sunday mornings, you can find me over at my friend Sarah, the Hype Goblin. Not Gravity Girl, but other Sarah, the Hype Goblin, where I DM for my friends. And they're gonna be heading towards the end of an arc this next session this weekend. So if you want to see that, come join us. We have an awesome guest called Saucefire. I almost said awesome sauce.
I mean, he is though. That guy's
He
insane.
is
Like,
awesome sauce.
like if you guys didn't know, for the Mercy Road charity that Saucefire put together, he raised over $5,000 for charity. It was insane.
Yeah,
but he
it
also
was
DM'd.
5,600.
He also
DM'd for 24 hours straight.
Yeah.
So that
It was amazing. Plenty of corgis. There were astronazis in my session. You know.
But yeah, that's me. If you want to see more of my own personal art, you can follow me on Twitter, Allison Vamp with 2 P's, where I've started posting more art. And I don't know what you're saying, but I just see you making this.
Because you're so good at art. God damn it.
Okay, thank you. That's me. I'm gonna stop now.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your boy, your buddy, your pal, your PogChamp, your bro, your whatever you want to call me, mortal nemesis. Please, I'm taking applications. Reevesbot. You can find me in a couple of places. I'm on Twitter and on Twitch at Reeves_bot. I'm playing in this game here on Thursdays, having a grand old time. Getting into trouble where I didn't even know we were going to find trouble. And then on Sundays, I play on my channel with my buddy Tom from 10 to 1 p.m. Pacific time. We finished with Fogs, and now we're playing through It Takes Two, which has been super cool. It's got a really weird story. If I don't frame it first, it's like very Pixar-esque in plot, but there's this young girl whose parents decide to divorce, and they tell her, and she gets sad and cries on these dolls she's made of them, and then their souls get put in the dolls, and the only way to escape is to fix their relationship. But if you take the kind of monkus story, we're gonna it's a super great like co-op platformer, and it's been like a blast so far, and we'd love to have you there with us. So yeah, that's me.
And if you've made it this far, you probably already know who I am. But if you don't, hey Acorns, how's it going? It's me, your buddy, your pal, your friend, the Indoor Adventurer, the showrunner here at twitch.tv/IndoorAdventures. We do shows like this on Monday and Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, as well as on Sundays at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/IndoorAdventures to check up on all of the VODs of each of the games that we have played up until this point, including full playthroughs of Curse of Strahd, Ghost of Saltmarsh, Waterdeep Dragon Heist, Tomb of Annihilation, Tyrant Security, as well as continuing updates to all of our other active games. If or more of an audiocast inclined individual, we are also available wherever audiocasts are made available for free. And speaking of things that are being made available for free, we are going to be going into our Patreon supported after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from the community, but also from each other. So if you have any questions for myself or any of these other fine folk, feel free to join us at in our Discord. The link is found in the chat to the side or in the description of this video or audiocast. But with that, I would like to say once again, thank you to everybody who decided to stop on by. Thank you to these players for putting up with my bullshit once again this week. And we'll see all of you guys next time. All right, everybody. Bye-bye!